That's fine. Hello.
Seamless.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Yeah.
This is that awkward couple of seconds where, like, presumably we're live, but nobody said anything yet.
Yeah.
So we could just be doing this to nobody.
Yeah. How come most of these make a very good party noise and mine sounds like
A
little dying duck?
Yeah. You got the special one, Katrina.
The bass duck.
Yeah. It's an important role.
Becca Morgan says hello. So at
Hello,
least someone
Becca.
is definitely there.
So we're back. We got 2 more hours of fun.
And one more out there.
Yeah.
Say hello to Shay. No longer the chat, now on screen.
Hello.
Stephen, you're completely blocked.
You're gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no,
like-
I'm trying to set up find
Oopsies.
a link to post places.
Oh, so that to let people know that you're live.
Yeah.
I think I see some new names. Lexus is here. Lexus joined us a lot for our various Nano events in November.
Nice.
I don't remember if Melissa was here before. I think that's a new name. Let us know in the chat if this is your first stream today or if you were at the first one.
Yeah.
Tia says lovely candles.
Hi, Tia. Thank you.
She was definitely at the first one.
Yeah.
I remember seeing her in the moment.
So now every time I do it, it sounds going. You're like,
Oh, you need a new one.
I feel like if we do something later where there can be right and wrong answers,
Yeah.
the sound of
You're the,
wrong.
you're the goose. We're all ducks and you're a goose.
Okay, we've got a lot of new people. So
Yeah.
I think actually we can take a quick minute to do kind of like a reintroduction.
Mhm.
And then we have to let people know what's going on with the pool and go check it out.
Mhm.
Do we want to start at the back again and work our way forward?
Oh wait, before
actually-
we do that, because last time there were people who were joining the stream who had no idea why you were streaming.
Oh, that's true.
So maybe you should start with that.
Sure, yeah. So if you just like happen to be following my YouTube channel and saw that I went live randomly today, the reason that I am live is because myself and these lovely folks and a few other people who couldn't be here today started an indie publishing company. And our first, thank you. Everyone put your heads down. Our first book is called Boys Book Clubs and Other Bad Ideas. And we have been kickstarting it for the past couple of weeks, and our Kickstarter ends in 2 hours at the end of the stream. And we're so stoked and trying to do that final push to get to like the awesomest goal possible. We've got Colin Barrow back again, which is great. Everything looks more sparkly. Yes, we have crowns now, and we have these.
We've decorated.
And I think a few more balloons were blown up,
Yes.
potentially.
Yeah.
So this is our live stream to kind of wrap up the Kickstarter. Carrie's got her crown. Carrie's back, I see.
Good.
This has been a wildly awesome and amazing experience. And
Yeah.
there's just been so much great
Straight up
support.
stole that from you.
And mostly we just wanted to hang out with you guys and say thank you and do a bunch of silly stuff. Becca's so excited to read all of our stuff. Yay! We're excited for you to read it. We are currently at, can we get like a current count of what we're at? We started the stream at about $21,000. We said that for every 500 above that we reach by the end, God, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. Why is this happening to me? For every, someone else describe it. I'm gonna sneeze.
For every,
Yeah.
for every additional $500 we receive in
We're at
backing, one of the authors here will have to wet themselves with the pool.
Put themselves in the pool. You heard it
Sorry.
straight from Steven.
Take two. We'll have,
No, first take this.
we'll have to wet their pants with the pool.
Jump in a pool full of
Much
squishy
better.
beads. Okay, so Lexa said it's been so much fun to cheer you guys on and see your success. Thank you, Lexus. You're so sweet. Third Culture Kid just pledged. We are officially at 22,502. So that means 3 authors are getting in the pool.
Mhm.
That is good news.
Yeah. We do not know which 3 authors because once we get near the end and we know how many of us go in, we'll probably draw names or roll one of my dice for it or something to
Yeah,
figure out
maybe
who.
the highest numbers the lowest numbers have to jump in the pool or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So we will randomly select who goes in the pool. So if you want to see one of us specifically in the pool, the best way to do that is to make our number go higher so that more of us are guaranteed to have to go in the pool.
And just to make sure people understand what we're talking about, should we go check on the pool?
Yeah.
Go check on this. It's been a few hours since
Wait,
we
hold on.
looked at
Before
it.
we move, I'm just going to point out to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So water beads that we got, when you first get them out of the jar, they look like this. You can see kind of how tiny they are. So it's like, think about, look at them right there. And then like, this is how big they actually are next to our face. They're very, very tiny. They're basically like sprinkles. But they have been in the pool for several hours now.
Where did my shoes go? There they are. Getting my shoes on. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay. So yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm.
Some of these are like floating. Oh, this is.
Yeah, here, let me put it right in front of the camera too so you can see. So this is like, they look like that now that they're starting to get, they're almost all inflated. They're very squishy and slimy and extremely weird to put your hands into. I do like how it has continued to look like there's some sort of algae growing in it.
Yeah, it is very unappealing to look at,
Yeah,
but like feels very good to put your hands
there are
in.
approximately 128,000 beads in the pool, based on a lot of math and converting that we did.
Becca said they're like marble sized.
Yeah, they are. They get to be like marble sized, but like marbles that are squishy.
The weirdest ones are the white ones because they're all translucent except for these white that are like very opaque.
Yeah, I don't know why. But yeah.
All right. That's where we're at. In less than 2 hours, at least 3 authors are getting in that pool.
It is cold.
It is extremely cold. All right. Coming back in.
For you guys.
Okay.
Do we want the other authors to join us now?
Sure.
They join us? Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to take my crown off for a
let me help
minute.
you find them.
Oh, yeah. So Maria and Shay have gone off.
I'm not blocked.
What?
Like that.
There we go.
That'll be good.
Maria and Shay have gone off to find our other authors. Third Culture Kid asked what inspired the title of the book. We answered this in our first stream, but I think it's fine to answer it again.
Probably necessary for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they weren't here the first time.
So we surprisingly didn't set out to start an indie publishing company or to write a book together. But there was this point where, I don't know, we talk about a lot of silly stuff in our writing group. And one time there was one of those memes going around that was like, you know, pick your fantasy book title, like pick your YA book title, where you pick like your birthday, the color of your shirt, whatever. I don't remember what the exact
Last thing you ate.
yeah thing that's directly to your right or whatever. I don't know. But it was one that generated your YA book title, and it was all that format of like blank, blank, and blank. And we kind of looked at it together, and we're like, well, there's clearly one that is the funniest here, and it was boys' book clubs and other bad ideas. And a few of us were like, I've got an idea right now. Like I could write that book. And then we were like, what if we all did? Like, what if we all wrote our version of that book? So we just did that for fun. And then we really liked the stories that came out of it. And so we asked a few of our other friends if they wanted to do it. And then we were like, let's publish this. And then we had a few more ideas, and then we just kept doing it. And now we're here.
It's funny, you mentioned the format, you know, when we first did this years ago now.
Yeah.
It was blank, blank, and blank. I feel like if we had to generate a YA title now, it would be a blank of blank and blank.
That's true, yeah.
It's just how they do it now.
Well, I think I've actually seen a fantasy book name generator.
A book club of boys and other bad
Yeah.
things.
I've seen those where it's like a siren of, or like a
witch of sea and sky.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, I could probably get 10 of these out, right?
Yeah.
Just
Something
let's
about
see.
ash.
Oh God, a chair of wall and ceiling.
I'd read it.
You need something about ice in there.
Done. Yeah. Totally. Let's see. Suzanne Paz says, "Hey Jen, we love you. You look like a beautiful golden princess."
Aw.
That's my mama.
That's
Mom.
nice.
Jen's got 2 fans.
Hi, Jen's mom. Might have a competitor for Jen's #1 fan.
Also, I know she's going to care a lot about this. Her last name is P-A-Z, pronounced Paz.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Now I know. Okay, Siddiqui Sidra asks, "Have any of you actually been in book clubs that were considered bad ideas?" That's a great question that nobody's asked us yet.
Yeah.
Have we been in book clubs that were considered bad
Have I been
ideas?
in a book club at all?
Have I been in book club?
I've wanted to be in a book club, but no, she just good books.
I've definitely regretted reading maybe I won't name the book. I've regretted reading a book that I read because of you guys.
Can you give us a hint?
It was a YA book, and I think I actively complained while we were reading it.
Oh, was it the one that we read
Oh.
you complain about?
Yeah, I think
No.
it might have been.
Oh,
I
yeah.
read
Well,
that.
yeah. I mean, nobody reads that because it's good.
Yeah, that is a book club that I joined that was a bad book and a great idea.
Yeah.
Um,
I've made YouTube videos talking about this book and how silly it is, so I have no problem saying the name.
Oh, okay.
What's the name again?
Is it a selection or something?
The Selection.
The selection, yeah. We read the selection. Well, did I read the whole series or just no, I read the whole series, right?
Well,
I must have.
there's a lot of them.
I read the first.
The first 3 are like its own trilogy, and then there's like a duology that's
I read the first 5 pages and got bored and put it down.
So Shannon was the smartest of us all.
Yeah.
I read the first book and then got 1 page into the second book and remembered the experience of the first one and then stopped.
That's fair. Just saw the Instagram post and back the project. Aw,
Hey.
thank you. Obsessed with the selection, lol. It's like The Bachelor meets fantasy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I am also obsessed with those books.
Yeah,
but
honestly, it was one of those things that it's frustrating to read because I wanted that series to be so much better than it was because it's such a great premise for a book.
yeah.
And so every time that it's like not being the book you want it to be, you're like, but you were so close.
This is trash, but also I love it book.
Our
Yes.
other authors are here, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other authors are here. So this is.
I guess I should put my.
Yeah, put on your crown. This is Liz right here, and we've got Rachel and Sunny. The reason that they are like this is Liz is actually attending a wedding tonight, so she wasn't going to be able to be here. But for those of you who were in the first stream, Rachel and Sunny were the ones who were talking about that actually don't live in Seattle, and so. If had it not been for the pandemic, they probably wouldn't have been able to participate. I mean, Rachel joined after we were already all virtual, and Sunny had just recently moved away. So we just kind of figured, and they figured like, oh, I'm not in the writing group anymore because they meet in person. But because we're virtual now, Sunny was able to keep attending, and Rachel was able to join us even though she lived in California. And Liz was already local to Seattle. She just couldn't make it tonight. So here's some of the other authors that you will see specifically in Mistletoe Paradox.
Yeah.
Sunny made a last-minute addition to Boys Book Clubs and Other Bad Ideas that was
Very impressive edition.
incredibly impressive. But both Rachel and Liz already have stories for Mistletoe Paradox that we're very excited about. So you'll see them in that book and probably in Annabelle, the 3rd book. What Happened to Annabelle?
Yeah. Well, we could do some Q&A if you guys have any Q's to A, or we could do some more Would You Rathers. What do you guys think? Oh, so Becca asked, what does a writer's group session look like for you all? That's a great question. No one's ever asked us that.
A little bit like this.
Yeah.
Mostly the crowns.
With this.
So right now, because we are virtual, we collectively purchased a business Zoom account so that we could have long group meetings. And honestly, it's a lot of we all join the call at around 7-ish. We just sort of chat for a while and catch up in each other's lives. Sometimes definitely more chatting than writing now that we're on Zoom. It was a little easier to write when we were in person.
The in-person people could kind of jump in and out, and if you wanted to write but other people are talking, you could kind of do that. Zoom's a little harder to.
Yeah, and so what we do on Zoom is it's we chat, we catch up, we stay, just connected. Like this is a good social thing for us, especially at the beginning of the pandemic. For a lot of us, this kind of was our social activity. Thing. There's a little more. There we go. Perfect. They can just be there the whole time. So what we'll do is we'll talk for a while, and then at some point we will sort of designate like, let's do a writing sprint. And then I'll put up a little beautiful whiteboard drawing that says how long the writing sprint's for. And we all turn off our audio and our cameras, and we all go write for, say, 25 minutes or whatever. And the way we do it is, yes.
I mean, I was right.
Yeah.
It's usually like right or else until this time.
Yeah. So, and the way we do it is it'll say something like, write until 9 o'clock. But if everyone's on a roll, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a timer that goes off and we all stop at 9. And so kind of the rule is basically like as soon as 9 o'clock has happened, if you know that you've stopped writing or you're stuck in your story or whatever, you go back on voice and video and kind of say, hey, everybody, how you doing? And interrupt the sprint. And that's kind of the way we kept a little bit of that feeling of getting to just sort of write and chat casually. But with Zoom, like Kristina said, we can't do what we would do in person, which is you have a conversation for a while, one of you kind of starts to get focused and starts writing, and maybe only two of you are talking, and then they stop and everybody's writing for a while, and then the whole group talks for a while. And when we get to writing, we also will help each other with each other's stories a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The question of what's the word I'm looking for? Very common.
Yeah, what's a word that means like this, but it's not that? Like we do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Or like, guys, like I have this problem in my novel, like this character needs to like do this thing, but I'm not sure why. Like we'll kind of talk through each other's like little plot problems and whatnot. And that's really fun because I feel like, it's like really helpful for the person who asked the question, but I think we all get a little better at writing just through those kinds of discussions. So that's really, it's cool. Let's see. What favorite book club snacks and drinks? So I think that answer is different if we're in person or at home.
Okay, so let's start with when we were in person at the coffee shop. The chai, which we will definitely talk about later, was definitely a go-to for all of us because the shop that we go to has amazing chai. We also had kind of a running joke that it was the quiche, right? Like the quiche was never right, or the bagels.
It was both.
It was bagels and quiche.
Yeah.
It's like they had a lot of different flavors of bagels and quiche. We all have different favorites, but for some reason it always felt like when you wanted a bagel, they were always sold out of your favorite kind of bagel.
So you always had to get your second choice.
And so you
bagel.
come back and you're like, I got this one. And someone else at the table is like, that's my favorite kind. And it's like, yeah, but it's not mine.
But also it'd be like, well, I took the last one.
And I also took the last one, so now you don't get your favorite kind.
The place that we go also like has like chocolate truffles and whatnot. So we often will be like, do I need a truffle? I need a truffle. So they have a lot of good things to keep you going. But at home, I kind of just like go grab whatever. Katrina makes a lot of quesadillas.
I make a lot of quesadillas
You
on stream. Yeah,
on
like
stream for
I'll like
us to
take
watch.
the computer into the kitchen and make a quesadilla while we're doing our chatting.
There's also an alarming number of times I've seen you eat frozen cookie dough.
Oh yeah, no, I love cookie dough.
There's nothing alarming about that.
Nothing alarming about that.
Any amount of eating frozen cookie dough is the correct amount.
For all you know, I only eat it once a week.
That's true. Monday night.
You're right.
Cookie dough night. Colin asked, would your writers group ever have gotten started if it had to be virtual from the very beginning?
Maybe. I think I think it would have had to depend on kind of the personality and the motives of the people involved.
Well, I think a writing group might have gotten started, but probably not this writing group, because I think that this is such a like, now we're all such good friends, but this is actually like a very bizarre mismatch of people that all kind of came in different ways. So I don't know that like, like if Katrina and I had decided like, okay, it's a pandemic, should we start a writing group? I don't know that like this is the group of people that we would have like reached out to. But I think
it all comes out.
no, but I mean like the fact that it was an in-person thing where people could kind of like come and go and people could kind of find their way all these like different kind of ways, I think was the beauty of how our writing group came together is what I meant by that.
The thing was, like, some of you guys were friends already and knew each other, but like I didn't know anyone before.
It might have been harder to
Yeah.
start a virtual
Exactly.
group with people that you don't know.
And specifically with a mix of people who know each other and people who are strangers, I think would have been very hard.
Yeah.
And it was a little easier with this because I think even going into the group, like just being able to physically be in the space, and especially because when we were in person, you did sort of have the option of just sitting down at the table and not really saying much and writing when everyone was writing and not really, and you could kind of ease into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we had been virtual from the very beginning, it would have, there would have been more onus on every individual to kind of like be participating. So I think Kristina's right that like a writing group could definitely form virtually. I don't think we would have ended up with this group of people if we had started that way. But that just means that we would have ended up with a different group.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily one that is better or worse, just a different group of people.
Probably worse.
Probably worse.
Yeah, I mean, come on, let's face it.
We talked about this a little bit in the last stream, but there's a lot of new people. So do we all want to go around and say kind of what genres or what we tend to write?
Sure. If you're holding a writer, you should talk about them too.
Should I begin back here?
Sure.
All right, this is Sunny. Sunny likes to write.
They're in front of you.
That's true. You're behind Sunny, technically.
There you go.
All right.
Well,
Sunny, maybe let's get Sunny closer to the screen.
Yeah, here we go.
This is
Come
Sunny.
here, Sunny.
Sunny writes sci-fi and fantasy, usually queer sci-fi and fantasy.
Nice.
I do a lot of NaNoWriMo. They're a NaNoWriMo ML.
Yeah.
They're also a great dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent answer. Didn't even know that about you, Sunny.
It's all,
Whoa.
it's all in the collarbone.
Save
right?
that for later.
Okay. We should give this back to you.
It's all in the collarbone.
Yeah.
That's the only part that's dancing.
It's true.
I'm Jennifer, and I also write sci-fi and fantasy. I'm also a NaNoWriMo ML. That's actually how I know Sunny. We write MLs together.
Who's next? Would that be Maria?
What's the next layer here?
Yeah. Okay. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Maria. I'm also an NaNoWriMo ML. That's not how I know them. Well, I guess sort of, because that's why you joined the group. I was part of the group already, and that's how we met. So that was fun. I write, I don't know, mystery and fantasy and stuff like that, usually with some people dying, maybe, sometimes. And this is Rachel.
I realized that I totally put it on Maria to talk about Rachel, despite the fact that
Maybe
Maria and Rachel have only known each other for like a couple of months.
But
Maybe
you know that
Kristina.
she writes sci-fi. Because
She does, yeah.
Yeah, she does write a bunch of different types of stuff. I know that she writes some YA. She writes sci-fi, fantasy. And
Get us the front there, Rachel.
super
Come on.
good at writing. Also does NaNoWriMo sometimes. Also a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah, musician, all sorts of stuff.
Steven.
Hello, I'm Steven. I never have, and maybe someday will do NaNoWriMo. It's a lot of agreeing to be responsible every day. But I like to write humor, and I joined because I was complaining to Katrina about not being tight enough with the local improv people to get cast in anything, and I needed a creative outlet. And she said, "Come to our writing group. We mostly chat." And I said, "That's perfect."
Yeah, I believe my promise was at writing group, we chat and we write. And I cannot promise you on any given week which percentage of what you will get.
You made it sound like chatting was more.
Yeah, chatting is a little bit more than writing. But there are weeks, especially during Nano, where we mostly write.
Yeah.
Because we are more
Or it's like,
focused.
I am 5,000 words behind and I cannot talk to you people tonight.
Yeah. And I'll also point out that there are plenty of writing group nights where we are talking a lot about writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should actually, after we do introductions, we should talk about critiques, because I realized I explained what writing group is like on an average night, but not about critique night.
Yeah.
So after introductions, maybe we'll do that.
Cool.
So I'll go, because I am Katrina, and I write a little of everything. Like I've written a lot of different genres, because I feel like I just got one good idea for every genre, and then I move on. And I also write a lot of like.
I've got a lot of extra frame here if you wanna.
Yeah.
Let's get cozy.
I also write a lot of like nonfiction, autobiographical stuff, semi-biographical, things like that. And this is Liz. God, Liz writes. Kristina's like, glad this is not my job.
Liz writes and writes well. And
Liz,
a lot.
so Liz
Lots
has
of different things.
Yeah, Liz has this. I mean, I'll definitely say she tends to write more. I mean, like fantasy and sci-fi doesn't seem like the right word because it's almost more like mind bendy type of stuff.
Mhm.
She tends to write things that are much more sort of like psyche exploration, and she finds really interesting ways to do that. And frustratingly, to everyone who knows her, Liz can just like be putting off a project forever and then just like bust out something amazing in like 3 days, and it's great. And every time, and she does that at Nano too. She'll like be behind all month, and then in the last 5 days,
She'll be like, here's my entire
I
novel.
wrote 30,000 words in the last 8 days, you guys. And you're like, how did you what? And
they're not terrible.
Yeah, they're not
really
terrible. Like she actually writes as good a first draft as anyone else does, and it's amazing.
What I would say about like what Liz writes is that also frustratingly, apparently most of her like novel ideas come to her fully formed in a dream, and she just writes them down.
She has a lot of like dreams and
know
dreams.
that.
Yeah.
I've been thinking the last 2 nights, I definitely need to start dream journaling because I've gotten some like good like feature length movies and they're just
Oh my
gone. the next
You guys are
morning.
lucky. My dreams are all just like, oh, prom starts soon, and I'm not ready, and I'm never gonna get there in time.
Just like that.
All my dreams are like I accidentally didn't go to algebra all year,
Yep.
or I'm trying to punch someone, but it's like it's going through sand.
Yep,
That's
that's
the
how I-
dreams I
that's-
have.
I always forget my locker combination. I'll literally be
Oh,
standing there just
yeah.
like spinning it like, well, guess
Why
I'm
do you
never going
guys
to class.
all have like high school dreams?
How could-
I guess
I
you must have
also-
been popular.
I always dreamed that like, because we had an A-day, B-day schedule at my high school, and I always dreamed that I forgot what classes I was taking on B-day. Like I know my A-day classes, but then I'm like, oh no, it's B-day. I don't know what classes I've signed up for.
I always either dream that I'm once again in high school at a school that I didn't go to, or I dream that like I go to this fast food place that I used to work at like as my first job as like a customer, order food, and then they're like, hey, can you help us with the rush? And I'm like, sure. And I just go behind the counter and start working again.
That's a terrible dream.
It is and the entire time I'm like, why am I doing this?
Why don't you introduce yourself and say what you write?
Hi, I'm Shay. I write YA exclusively, well, almost exclusively, and it's mostly either like thriller or like magical realism or like I don't know, day-to-day contemporary YA with like elements of
Urban fantasy.
magic-y.
Yeah, she has some kind of urban fantasy.
I feel like urban fantasy is more like intense than
Yeah.
like what I usually write.
Yeah, that's why I have a hard time classifying mine too, because I write really similar stuff. So I'm Kristina, if you don't know me. I tend to mostly write YA as well, although I have done some middle grade and some kind of more new adult. I guess you would just call it adult fiction. But yeah, I tend to either write contemporary or contemporary with like some element of magical stuff. So like there's ghosts or like, I don't know, a magical mirror or something. I don't know. Yeah, just kind of write whatever. I've also like tried other genres, but I'm not as good at them.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Why can't we be good at everything?
Right?
Oh, we're not all Katrina.
I know, right? Or like just one good idea in every genre. That's what I got.
Well, the chat has been very quiet. Does anyone else have any other questions for us?
I
Otherwise,
was gonna tell them about.
yeah.
So, because someone asked, like, what's a typical night at writing group? So we talked about that's kind of like an ordinary night. But when we are actually trying to get stuff done, we have critique nights. And the way that works is whoever's getting critique, you have to get your story into everyone else, like post, a link to a Google Doc or whatever, usually a few days before, so we can all read it ahead of time.
Which always happens.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little late, or the rest of us are a little late, and we do a writing sprint where we just read the person's story. But we all read the story, and we actually have like a very specific, like codified way that we critique. And the main point of it is that the author actually doesn't talk or participate at all for most of it. So they stay totally silent, and they're just taking notes and listening to everyone's reactions. And it usually starts with someone describing the story, like so you can hear what someone else's impression of like, what did you write a story about? We go over things we loved about it and we're really excited or intrigued by, our favorite lines. And then we go into things that confused us or that we wanted more of or didn't totally understand. And part of the benefit is that because the author's not talking, we're all posing those questions and we're not getting someone who's telling us right away, oh, I meant this. And we're like, oh, okay, since you meant that, like, and so we actually get some real opportunity to kind of like bounce it off each other and be like, oh, you thought that? I actually thought this. And I know as a writer, oftentimes it's like someone says they're confused and then like 2 other people were not confused and they got exactly what I meant. And so now I can hear a little bit more nuance of like, oh, so it was almost there, but not quite because this person didn't get it. And after a fair amount of that, when we all feel like we're done, then the author does get to talk, gets to tell us, the answers to all the questions we had. And then there's a little bit more back and forth where we help them sort of like, they're saying, okay, so if I did this, do you think it would be clear? Or what if I did this? And we can get into some more specifics on how
it's also really funny because sometimes these conversations go on forever and like people just start making up like fan theories and like spewing their own universe. And like as the author just sitting there listening, you're like, wow, this is amazing.
And then there's points where like we'll forget after like an hour and a half. We're like, oh, we should probably let Maria talk now. It's great. Were you going to say something? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no. I mean, I was just agreeing with Maria. It's really cool, that part where you can't talk and everyone's sort of like bouncing ideas. And they're even trying to solve the mystery or like this part was confusing. So they're trying to think, what could we do instead to make it clearer? So they're building out an entire story for you. And you get to like hear all these different
You can pick and
theories.
choose and you can be like, yes,
Yeah.
I totally meant that.
Yeah. And yeah, there's definitely been times when it's like the things that people said were not what I intended, but they were really interesting and cool. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to lean into that. I'm going to emphasize that. And kind of like Jennifer was saying is that when it wasn't quite clear at the beginning, but then the group sort of starts to get there on their own, you really hear like what you did and did not have, like what pieces were missing to get them to get there. And we're not talking about like necessarily like, we're not writing mysteries or anything. It's stuff like, did the audience understand that there was supposed to be like romantic tension between these two? Did this character's motivation for making this decision make sense?
Did they die?
Did they die?
Did a robot take over their body?
Yeah, it's like these, whatever question might be there, whatever thing confused us as readers, you get to kind of hear the whole group parse out like, why was that confusing? And sometimes we'll even say like, oh, I didn't think that because of this line, or because if that was true, they would have said this. And you get suggestions that are way better than if we actually tried to suggest based on what we knew you wanted.
Right.
Because it's like coming from our authentic place as confused readers.
It's this cool experience that I think a lot of authors probably don't get, which is like actually hearing readers just discuss your story as if you aren't there,
I did not mean for it to be this way, but this seems like an excellent time to point out that one of our Kickstarter backer levels is getting your story critiqued in this process with our writing group and getting to participate in a critique of someone else's story. That's actually one of our backer levels. I don't remember, is it just called story critique? I think
so, yeah. I think there's 3 of them left.
I think there's still 3 left, at least last time we checked. And it's your chance, you get to submit some writing. Maybe it's a short story. Maybe it'll be a snippet of a bigger thing. And so you'll get to have the experience of all of us reading it and giving that feedback. And you'll also get to participate in the critique of someone else's, which we're hoping is very helpful for people who maybe want to bring this to a writing group of their own, or start their own writing group, or just get better at giving and receiving feedback.
Or like reading one of our Annabelle stories.
That's true.
Yeah, you will basically get the chance to read one of the stories ahead of it being published, because we're going to have you help us critique one of the stories that will go in a future volume.
Yeah.
Like that's what it will be.
Someone said, how easy is it to critique stories in genres that you don't normally write?
Actually, really good. It's really very easy because your own confusion can give them like clues for what they need to do. I'm thinking about my own story. It was like a sci-fi VR thing, and Katrina doesn't play video games. So she was really confused by some of the video game stuff, the sci-fi stuff. And that was really helpful getting her critique, because it was like a very different one than I would normally get.
And specifically with something like that, I think part of what's helpful is that Jennifer got to hear from someone who is not used to a lot of that terminology, which of the terms from context alone, was like, oh no, I knew what you were talking about. Like, no, I've never heard that term before, but it was clear based on what you were saying. Because there were definitely some terms that she used that are common in gaming that I'm not used to hearing because I basically play Minecraft and Zelda and nothing else. But like just in the way she presented the story, they were super obvious to me what they meant. And then other ones that I explained what I was picturing and she's like, nope, that's not how it works at all because this is actually, but they were things that made more sense to say Kristina, who has more experience, not only like in video games, but specifically like in the gaming community and talking about it and using the terminology. So yeah, we'll often bring that up when we're critiquing a genre that is not one we're familiar with. We'll even mention like I don't read a lot of horror, but like I'm getting this from it, or like I'm someone who loves mysteries, and this is totally reminding me of this. Like we'll bring that up to let the author know like where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Someone asked, and I love this question. It sounds like most of you write in the novel format most of the time. Was it difficult to condense your stories into short story form for these anthologies?
It's easier than a novel. Well, okay, no, it's easier to edit than a novel. I don't know. It makes a lot more sense in my mind. And it's just a different sort of idea. Like, I don't know how best to explain it, but it's like a snippet. Like you don't need like a long arcing like drama or a journey or anything like that. You need like one snippet and that's your whole story.
But it is hard when you are used to thinking in the novel format. Like I can't tell you how many times I've written a short story where I'm like, this idea is too big and I need to like slice it down to just like this one piece. And especially in boys book clubs, all of our stories are pretty long. And as we go forward, we're talking about bringing on more authors and everything. This was actually something we were talking about earlier today, that like, we're going to have to get better at writing shorter short stories eventually. Because
I will say that mistletoe stories are shorter because that was actually part of the prompt.
Oh, that's true.
The very first mistletoe stories, part of the idea was the prompt is the mistletoe paradox. It doesn't have to be the title. It's just that's the prompt you have. And you have to write your entire first draft during writing group tonight, which writing group maxes out at 4 hours because previously that's when the coffee shop closed. It was 4 hours after we would start writing group. And so all of those stories are a lot shorter because we actually had a time limit on writing that first draft.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it has been like a learning experience for a lot of us. But I think that writing short stories is just like a different process. And I'll speak for myself, but I imagine that many people feel this too, that like writing a novel is just like a huge task. And it can be really freeing to write something and be like, this is done in the way that novels just can continue to never be done.
I really struggled with the length of it because I kept wanting to go on and go on and go on. And like a tip that writing group gave me that helped a lot was saying that I could end the story where the question of the novel would begin.
Right. Yeah.
And I liked that. It helped me write down.
Yeah. For me, writing novels is so much scarier because I don't feel like I have that many words in me. And so even if I get a whole idea across, the story either goes way too fast and it's way too short. Like even during NaNoWriMo, like sometimes I can't get my idea to 50,000 words. And then I'm just like adding in scenes that I know I'm going to take out later, but they're just filler because I need to get my words in. So like the idea,
told my story.
I know, I'm done. So like the idea of like a series of anthologies where it's just all short stories is like perfect for me because I can only my attention span for one story is so short because I'm just always wanting to create a new thing. If I'm in one story for too long, I get bored of it. I'm like, okay, it's time for either a different one or I'm just trashing this completely.
Nice.
We're not quite to 4 authors jumping in the pool, but I was checking. We're like partway there. It could happen.
It's still at 3. We'll see.
We got 81. We're down to minutes, guys. 81 minutes to go.
81 minutes. Oh, geez.
Okay. Yeah, I have like a weird energy about this ending. I'm like nervous somehow. Like there's literally no way for this to go poorly because it's already gone so well. But I'm still nervous about it being over.
Well,
I've just been.
you are gonna have to jump in a pool.
Maybe.
I've been constantly checking it. So once this is over, it's like, well, now what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I know. We're gonna have to like finish our books and like just
live.
we're just left with like a company now.
I need to take care of my children, guys.
Becca asked if any of us have published any stories before this.
Yeah. That was before I had a critique group. I would not recommend that you read them and judge my writing capabilities on those. So yeah, there you go.
I do remember though when I
I did.
when I met
That's it.
Shay and we actually met at the Night of Writing Dangerously for NaNoWriMo, and finding out that she already had books published, I was like, oh, she's so legit. We're sitting by a real author.
I should find some way to take advantage of this relationship.
There's nothing that you would get. No advantages. Sorry.
Just liabilities.
Just liabilities.
Oh, we did get candles.
You did get candles,
That's
but
true.
I mean that was before I even you liked me before my candles.
That's true. That's true. Taylor said these past 2 weeks flew by, so it's hard to believe the Kickstarter is almost over.
Yeah.
You said it. It has been so fast.
There was also a point in the middle of the Kickstarter where Kristina's like, I'm so glad we only made it 2 weeks because like I could not handle having to do this for an entire month.
And I had to talk them into it. I was like, guys, listen, this is my 4th Kickstarter. We do not want to do more than 2 weeks.
Yeah, just keep it
It's
cute.
too much.
Yeah.
It seemed like such a long time, like toward the beginning and even in the middle, we were like, man, we still have like halfway to
I
go.
know.
And now I'm just like, yeah, it's over.
I
But
know.
I didn't have to do all the hard work that you guys did, so like
That's fair.
I guess we can, cut it.
Do we want to talk a little bit about like what we each do in the company really quickly?
Oh yeah, like our company jobs.
Yeah.
For those of us
I'm
that has
curious.
company jobs.
You don't know? We don't talk enough about it?
I do, but like not the specifics.
I'll start by kind of explaining. So we're a writing group with all of us, including all of us. But obviously like 9 people trying to jointly run a business is not going to work. And so a couple of us sort of volunteered to an awful lot of work.
Yep.
And once we sort of knew who was interested in doing that, we fortunately fell in naturally to some pretty clean categories for what we needed. So for instance, I am super into like spreadsheets and numbers and data. And so I'm basically our CFO. I'm in charge of our finances, our money. And because I also have the most personal experience starting companies, like forming LLCs and like working with the Secretary of State and all that, I do all of that. So I'm like that business side and then all of the money contract side.
Thank you, Katrina.
Yeah. I don't think this company would exist without Katrina owning that piece of it. I have so little interest in any of the things you do. I just appreciate you so much for doing
I
that.
zoned out for the entire
So speaking of things that some of us do really well and others zone out during because they don't understand it at all. Kristina, what do you do?
So I am the chief marketing officer. So I handle all of the sort of like promotion, marketing elements. That includes kind of managing our social, although Jennifer helps a lot with the more visual side of that. Our email newsletter, a lot of the like Kickstarter promotion, how we're going to market the book, learning about ads, learning about like promo opportunities, and just generally figuring out how to take the book and get it in your hands. So that's pretty much what I do.
And speaking of getting a book into your hands,
Maria. Best segue.
I know.
Oh,
terribly
Jennifer,
boring
Judge
jobs.
Jennifer. What? No, my job is fantastic. Sorry, I love it. Yeah, I'm the CEO. I don't know what that means, but basically,
Chief operations
no, I do
officer.
know what it
Okay.
means, Kristina. Thank you.
No, literally, just not figuratively.
Yeah, I did a whole bunch of research on how to actually publish a book and like where to go to publish the book and how to get it into your hands specifically and how much we should price it and all those sort of things. And then also the Kickstarter, a lot of research. And then also, I guess I just kind of PM people a bit because I like taking notes a lot.
yeah,
And
she
looking at,
she does a lot of
calendar.
our like sort of admin working kind of stuff. So like she's taking notes, making sure we're staying on track with an agenda during our meetings. Like that kind of stuff is sort of what Maria's in charge of.
It's fun.
Thank you, Maria. And Kristina, you too.
Yeah.
Forgot to say that earlier.
And since Maria brought up the Kickstarter, Jennifer,
Yes.
who had a busier 2 weeks than she was planning or than any of us thought we were giving her.
Yeah, I learned a lot these past 2 weeks. So I do, I guess the title is art director, something like that. So I help with all the visual elements of everything. So like all the visual stuff on the Kickstarter, the social posts, getting the book cover for our books, basically all of that. A lot of it is directly working with Kristina with all of her marketing and promotion stuff. I just need to make sure she has what she needs.
Like all of the, if you've been paying attention to the socials and the Kickstarter assets, all of those cute little cartoon versions of our books where there's like a tiny little boys book clubs and other bad ideas and a tiny little mistletoe paradox, like that is all her.
And
Those,
Annabelle.
and an
That
Annabelle
tombstone.
one. There, that's all her. Those cute little things and all of those other images that you see.
She did all the parts of my job that I didn't want to do, basically. And she did them so much better than I ever would have. So glad you're here. Becca asked a question a little while back that I love, which is, what genre could you never imagine writing?
Okay, so for me, this is, I'm not sure if it's whatever genre, oh my God, what's the name of this movie? Not Intercept. Oh no.
Inception?
Thank you, not Intercept. Inception. Whatever genre Inception is, I cannot do that.
Psychological thriller.
Yeah, psychological thrillers and whatever Liz is out here doing.
Yeah.
Do it.
Liz could write Inception.
Yeah.
That stuff impresses me so much because my brain can't process how to put it together.
Yeah.
Like I can't deconstruct it and look at the parts and understand it.
Right, yeah.
They're so smart.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm somewhere between like a whole novel that's in like verse or like you know, I don't know, like there's a lot of like trendy books out right now that are all written in like some kind of like lyrical verse
So like
format.
another thing that Liz is ridiculously good
Yeah.
at?
Yeah, pretty much. But actually, the thing that I can't imagine is like anything that's super, where you have to know all of the details of like a palace and like all the types of fabric and like, I don't know, some like hardcore historical like Regency novel kind of thing. I would just like, there's just so much research that I just don't want to do.
Like
Yeah.
the red wall feasts and
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
oh, the apple tarts and the brain.
Like
Yeah.
if I ever do anything historical, it's gonna be like fantastic, like not even fantasy necessarily.
They're only
but
legs of mutton.
escapist.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Even-
gonna be like made up because that's what I wanted.
Even the like one historical fiction book I've written took place in like 3 time zones in like the early 1900s, the like mid 1900s, and then like modern day. And even that was like the amount of like, when were washing machines invented? When did people start listening to the radio? Like there was just so much research. It like got in the way of the writing all the time.
I've always
hard.
really wanted to write like a murder mystery with like a super
do
cool
it.
like. Okay, but we're talking about novels we can't write.
Damn it. But you should do it.
my problem when I think I'm being like super clever with some twist, like, and I like reveal who the person is at the end, it's like people are gonna be like, oh, I knew that from the beginning.
But all that happens in the edits. That's when you go back and make it actually work.
Okay, do you want to help me write a murder mystery?
Yeah.
I do, for
Yeah.
sure.
All right, we got a team.
I could, what I could absolutely never write is the like sincere literary, like internal, you know, self-evaluative.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yes. So and so on a road trip to someone's funeral,
I know,
mourning a
How do
relationship.
you fill that space?
I mean,
Like,
the way
I-
I'd fill it is just a bunch
With
of
jokes.
bullshit.
Just a whole bunch of nonsense.
Like nothing. You
I
try to
would,
like
I would spend the
philosophical-
entire time distancing myself from it. It's like this character felt abandoned, which is super lame. He's very poorly adjusted.
You'd feel abandoned, but you wouldn't let it show.
Yeah.
I'd be very
You're
cool the whole
stoic.
time.
my first nano novel basically was a road trip across the country, and I was planning on making it this super like internal like monologue kind of stuff, and I ended up making it like, no, he's just gonna hallucinate the whole time, and I'm putting like dragons and stuff in it. So I can't do all this like self-seeking like.
My friends and I in like middle school started doing this role play where we had original characters and we were writing the story together. And my first nano novel is based on that. But it was very kind of high fantasy because that's what all my friends were into. But I was not into that. So my character has a whole plot line where she gets like sent to Earth. So my version of the story is just like a contemporary novel where this girl from this high fantasy world is like on Earth.
Awesome.
I remember all the time being on the playground and people would say, Stephen, we're playing Star Wars, not Animorphs. They can have Animorphs in Star Wars.
Way to limit
Came
your
to blows
Star
a few
Wars.
times.
Okay, I've been trying to think of an answer for this, but I don't know. Besides, like maybe first person, because I just cannot write in first person.
Oh, first person's the best.
No.
For a while, I
For
couldn't
you,
write in
though.
anything
You
but
do
second
great.
person.
It is
Second
cool that
person's
you.
awesome. Like,
It's
I
cool that
agree.
you know how though, because that's like a really rare skill. So.
Yeah.
Write fan fiction.
Yeah. I've read one legitimate book written in second person, and it was like a wild experience.
Yeah.
Well, whoever reads our anthology.
I was gonna say you all get a
Yeah.
chance to read a short story in second person.
Speaking of second person, Katrina.
Because that's my short story. Honestly, my short story is probably very close to a thing I would have thought I couldn't write, which is like YA and a little bit teen romance. I think probably like straight romance, like a story that is just about a relationship would be very difficult for me to write, because I almost always in any media that I'm enjoying wish there was less romantic relationships in it. And like when I have them in my story, they're usually sort of like tacked on to the side, like, oh, it's, you know, it helps this story a little bit, but it's not really the main focus.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a lot of trouble with stories where it's like the main focus is the romantic relationship between two characters. So
I
that's
love
probably
that so much. I'm so much the opposite of you.
I
I'm
know.
waiting for it. I'm
I
looking
know. I'm
for
like,
it.
I love it,
give
but
it to me.
Really hard.
Give it to me.
I agree.
Let's see. When did you all start writing? Lexus asked. What inspired you to start?
Fan fiction when I was like 12.
Yeah. I was writing, like, I was really into Babysitters Club. So I like tried to write some of my own original kind of like books about like kids who hang out and do things together. But I started seriously writing when I was doing anime and Harry Potter fan fiction in like middle school.
Yeah, I think my first fan fiction was anime in middle school.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
I read the Redwall series in 3rd grade, and I hated reading before that, and suddenly I loved it, and so that's when I also started writing. So I was like, one day I want to be like Brian Jacques. I
Yeah,
want
if they told you
publish.
that there could be mice, it would be way different.
to.
I started writing way earlier.
Mhm.
I can't even think of a book that like inspired me to start writing though. That's really interesting. I can't like
Okay, I
pinpoint it.
lied. Technically, it was The Flying Dutchman by Brian Jacques, but like immediately after the
Yeah.
Redwall series. So
No, I was for like years. I was all like Babysitters Club and Goosebumps. Just like there's so many of them, you can just read them for years.
I do not remember a time before I was writing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
there's
kind of
no-
how I. Yeah,
Like one of my earliest things I remember writing was like me and my sister and our friends jointly wrote a play to perform for our parents, which we definitely like used the screen doors of the living room as the like proscenium, but we were on the inside, so we made our parents all sit out on the deck.
That's
where it was
awesome.
cold, which is great.
That's
Um,
so cute.
But like I did that, and then I remember writing like a lot of poetry in elementary school and junior high, and then I started writing stories in high school. But like never thinking of myself as a writer through all this, like despite the fact that I would just like recreational write movie scripts and like novel scenes from novels that didn't exist and just like all sorts of stuff. And I think that way all the time, like in my head, like I just write scenes. It wasn't until basically I was graduating college that I was like having a beginning of life crisis and mentioned to my friend, like, because I was going to go be an actor. And I was like, I don't know. And I feel like, and I started writing plays at that point. I was like, I feel like I'm a better writer than an actor. And she's just like, you are.
That doesn't mean you were a bad actor.
Thank you.
So she didn't specify that.
Yeah. She wasn't wrong.
Did we have an overall editing process for the anthology as a whole beyond editing the individual stories?
yeah, I mean, to an extent, we definitely, the critiques helped a lot in terms of like forming the stories. And then we had an editing process in terms of like how do these stories best fit together to create a good flow for the book.
Like what order that they go in
exactly.
and everything.
Yeah. And then also we did like copy editing and everything. So we went to everything from like actually like how do you create the story to like line edits to grammar and everything. in between.
And part of that was like we weren't necessarily editing for like, oh, like your story's too close to this one, so we need to swap it out and do a different one. It was more like, okay, well, are the similar stories better put next to each other or far apart? And if they're far apart, what should be in between? And so it was more that curation. I do think we actually for Mistletoe might be doing even some more grander stuff, because one of the elements that ended up happening at Mistletoe is a lot of our stories play on the fact that like mistletoe is kind of understood as a plant, like misunderstood. And so there's like a lot of facts that a person needs to know about mistletoe that like are in all of our stories. And we were actually recently talking about like, once we know the order they're going to be in, we can actually read it again and basically look for where's the exposition that we can cut. Because by the time you get to say Stephen's story, the thing he was going to have to explain, Katrina already explained in her story. So like the reader knows that about mistletoe. And so we're actually talking about
I don't want to cut that joke though.
So that will be a thing. Like we're still finalizing the mistletoe stories. Like we know what they all are. Like they're all done and they've all gone through their first, and most of them have gone through second critiques. So we kind of know what they are, but we're going to do some fine tuning probably on those. They'll be more big.
Do we prefer writing descriptions or dialogue?
Dialogue.
Yeah, the strongest parts of my writing are definitely dialogue scenes.
We should just start a TV show instead.
Yeah, we should just do script writing.
I mean, yeah, it's very helpful when Stephen and I were just writing comedy scripts.
Yeah,
very, very a lot easier.
It could be the new Twilight Zone, but with romance.
This is. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's how my stories start, is dialogue, like characters fighting. I don't even know who the characters are yet, but they're having a fight.
Yep, totally. Do any of the early writing snippets that they're going to get to see include fan fiction?
Oh,
They should.
Mine, I'm definitely putting some fan fiction in.
Maybe.
I wrote one piece of fan fiction in middle school. I was thinking, I don't think I saved any of my writing for this, but if I can dig that up.
Do it.
Don't you remember what website that was?
Fanfiction.net?
Probably.
No. Maybe?
What?
Where
else was
It was
there?
Harry Potter specific.
Oh, I used portkey.org. Could have been Sugar Quill. There were a lot of them. I had to find mine in the archives because the site went down like 5 years ago.
Yeah, you have to go back a few email addresses and see.
Yeah.
Good luck, Stephen.
I mean, this was before Book 5 came out.
The good stuff.
Oh yeah, hey, if I can find it, it is cringe.
My husband said in the chat, "Hi, this question is for mommy. How did you get into the TV and can I come?" Max. That is my baby.
Hi, Max.
Hi, Max.
No, you have to be here to be in the TV, Max.
Maximus, it's almost your bedtime.
I did see someone earlier in the chat being like, "Where's Maximus?" He is not in the same house as the live stream.
No. He's in my phone though. Wait, Max, I have a question for you. Oh, watching Mama on TV. Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
This is meta, but here's Max watching our stream. Max, that's you.
It's you. You're
We're
in the
getting
TV.
very recursive here.
Look at he's holding the remote.
My God.
Oh, it's so cute.
Me and Katrina and Jen are going to start talking about BTS here in a minute if we.
Yeah. If you want to be, let's go for too far.
All right. Let's see. When you first realized, is Lori Peterson
That's my mom.
your mom? Okay. She wants to know, when you first realized you enjoyed writing, was the genre that you were interested in then the same as what you write now?
Hi, Mama. What was it?
I don't think that was just a question for Shannon. Shannon should
Well,
Yeah,
I tend to write close to like characters that are close to my age. So I guess when I first started writing, I was writing about kids.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if I consider like middle grade versus YA like a genre change.
Right.
I think I was more high fantasy when I was like little because I really wanted unicorns to exist, and so they were definitely in everything I wrote.
Yeah.
And now I mean,
so much now.
Your tweet.
I would say not so much now, and then I realized that I have a unicorn in my story, but it's like mentioned, not like a main character like it was back then.
I think unicorn really added to your version of 12 Angry Men.
This is also
Thank
something
you.
that you will get to see in our snippets of old writing.
It's beautiful.
I would say to that question, similar to Shannon, I would say that like over the years, what I write is always about someone who is the same age as me. Like, and like, I just kind of come to terms with that, like, yeah, someone in my story is always me. Usually a lot of the people in my story are me, or they're my friends. And the thing is, I think that I kind of believe that that's true of every writer. Like, you can only write things that you know. Like, it's all coming from you. Everything is coming from you. Sometimes your characters are like more divorced from who you are than like, and sometimes they're like very obviously someone in with all your same given circumstances. But I just kind of like admitted, like, no, when I was a little kid, I wanted more stories where little kids were heroes. And then when I became like, you know, in college, I wanted more where it was like a young adult. And now I'm like writing stories where like my magical girls. It's like I wrote a book about like teenage magical girls who had grown up and were now in their 30s, like me and my friends. And it's just like, that's who I want to write about, because that's who I am and that's the experience I have.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure, because like when I was younger, I wrote about people my age or like slightly older. And then I just like kept writing about teenagers. And then when I kind of passed the age that I was writing about, I kind of kept writing about like 19 to 20-year-olds. And I'm not actually totally sure why I'm just so much more interested in that age group. I've heard it said before that it's like when you're that age, you still kind of feel like you can change the world. And that's, to me, like a more interesting type of viewpoint to write a story from than like potentially when you're older and you're maybe a little more jaded and you're maybe a little more broken about like your view of the world.
Right.
So I don't know why I'm drawn to like that age, but I think also like I like, you know, like my middle grade book that I've sort of been working on off and on for a while. It's like the kids still have like tons of wonder about the world, and that's just kind of what I like to play with. So I have written some stories from the point of view of like older people, but I just have more fun playing with that younger mindset.
That's really funny. I'm kind of the opposite. Like, I didn't start writing until I was a teenager. Like, I read a lot as a kid, and I would like make up random things, but I never really wrote them down. And nowadays, I don't write from any like one sort of character age, I guess. Like, my characters are all over the place. I have like young 5-year-old kids, and I have like 90-year-old like grandmas, and all in between. But I think all of my stories center around some sort of escape and some sort of like journey of exploration. Hence fantasy. Yeah, I'll attribute that to Red Ball. That's never changed.
They're gonna make an animated movie or series.
A series, I think.
Oh, that's
Oh, I'm excited.
Here's hoping it's good.
What are your plans for growing your publishing company after this Kickstarter? It's kind of a loaded question, because I'll just be like transparent that like sky's the limit. We don't really know yet, but we could speculate a little bit about what the future might have in store.
I mean,
well, there's like definitely the books that we've already talked about, and there's the writing community. I think that's something that we're going to focus on a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point. We haven't talked about that a lot. So beyond like our twice a year anthologies that will, you know, all be varied in their themes and topics and whatnot, we want to create a more robust kind of ongoing community of writers that do like a small scale version of what we've been doing, where like I've always kind of pictured it more like flash fiction. So it's like, we'll put out a prompt and you just do like a little story just to kind of like keep yourself writing year round and just see how everyone kind of interprets different prompts and whatnot. So that's something that we're going to be putting some more effort into after the Kickstarter is over in an hour.
And also, like, if you have a boys book club story that you want to write, especially like after you read the book, we want to see it. So,
I was about to call it fan fiction, but it's not. Well, it's fan fiction if you want to write about our characters. It's not fan fiction if you just want to come up with your own story. We would love to see people writing their own versions of like the prompts that we put out every week, but specifically the ones that we do in our books that we actually publish.
And it is something, so one of the things that we're going to do for the anthologies, because they all come from a single central prompt, the full rules of whatever that prompt was are going to be in the book. So it's like, you'll see right there in the book. So like I mentioned with mistletoe, like the prompt was mistletoe paradox, just an idea. It's not necessarily the title, but there was sort of an added layer of, and try to write your draft within 4 hours. So even the people that weren't able to write their drafts the night that most of us wrote our first draft, we told them, like, when you write your mistletoe paradox, like part of the challenge is sit down and in one sitting, less than 4 hours, write the whole first draft. And so when we have our different prompts, like whatever we had to go on, you will have when you get a copy of the book. So you would be able to write a story with the exact same prompt, and like the Reddit community would be a great place to share that with others. If you kind of want it out in the world and to see it, we will definitely read them.
Getting close to a fourth author.
We're
going
getting
in the
close
pool.
to a fourth author.
Ooh.
What are we
Yeah,
at?
22,834.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
are $170 away from 4 of us having to go in the pool.
Which 4? We don't know.
We don't know.
I nominate
People
Rich.
count?
Yeah, probably.
No, they're going in the pool either way.
Yeah, no, all 3 of them are going in the pool no matter what.
What other creative outlets do we have besides writing? And does it help to have something different to switch to?
I collect hobbies.
Yeah, you do.
I've
So
done
does
like
Liz.
leather making, blacksmithing, glass blowing. I bake a lot. I picked up knitting during Nano last year for unknown reasons. And I decided to knit everyone in my family a hat, which takes like 10 hours each. I'm surprised I won Nano last year, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. Who else?
I mean, I have quite a few creative outlets. I recently have been doing some gardening, which
Oh,
I'm not like great at, but like I grew some things. I like doing puzzles. Some amount of video game. I played a lot of Minecraft this year. I don't know. I have a baby, so a lot of also just like rolling around on the ground and letting him climb on me.
That's a creative outlet.
Yeah, exactly.
Or making a
You
whole
made
person.
a baby, yeah.
Yeah, it's very creative.
Yeah. What other things do I like to do? I guess I like read a lot too. That's kind of like I am extremely tired all the time right now because I have a newish baby. So a lot of times when I have free time, I'll just like lay in my bed and read.
Nice.
I do art, obviously.
Yeah.
I like to draw and I like to read aggressively. Play video games. Maybe try to keep plants alive if I'm lucky.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to bring you up to date.
I used to do a lot of cosplay. Not so much now, especially because there's nowhere to wear cosplay to.
Oh yeah.
In your house.
I suppose I could
Yeah.
just wear it around my house.
You could have
um,
each day.
I also, like Kristina, have been doing a lot more gardening lately because my boyfriend and I just bought this house that we're sitting in. And I say we bought a house, we kind of bought just a series of projects. And I know that almost everyone who buys a house is like, oh yeah, it's like never ending projects. But this house
Some more
is
than
definitely
others.
like on another level. I feel like a very obvious visual object lesson. You can just kind of tilt the camera to the Harry Potter closet
With the porthole.
with the porthole. So this is a functional porthole right here. And this is just a closet under the stairs that actually used to have, until a few days ago, a desk inside who, instead of regular legs, were just 2 differently sized file cabinets. So like, it's got shelves on the door that are not tall enough for anything to be on. There are wires inside that we do not know where they go. Or what they're supposed to be for. So, and just yesterday I pulled up a bunch of ivy and there was a small red flyer wagon underneath. There was some yard art, some very, very old pots from plants that have long since died. Like there's a slide we found in the back. There was a second lawnmower. They left us 2 lawnmowers.
No, that one was left for the plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that second lawnmower really belongs
an
to
offering.
the tree.
It was an offering to the tree.
Because, but we were able to pull it out.
We need to hear everyone else's creative hobbies, but I just really quickly need to let you know, because I don't think you can see the chat from here, that your number 1 fan said art, more like fart.
Wow.
There you go.
Harsh.
I mean, she's your he's number one fan. You know?
Yeah. All right.
Is it an abbreviation for fine arts?
Yeah,
I
there we
don't
go.
think so. Who hasn't given their other creative
Steven.
outlets?
This has been it for a while. I like to. I've recently started. I was never a comic book guy because I just read the text and just skip over it. But then during the lockdown, time stretched weirdly, and I'm now
Just go slow down and sped up.
yeah, I'm able to appreciate it a bit more. So every few months I'll find something new to get deep into, and then immediately move on from.
Yeah, that's all right.
Would you ever create a playlist for your books or short stories?
Yeah, that's like the first thing I do. I don't even know what the story's about, but the song's going in it.
Yeah. By the way, are you gonna make us a boys book club song?
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
you
like a
should.
playlist for the whole, not for the whole.
Because
I
like,
am-
like 1 or 2
Book.
songs per book or something.
I'm not
I love it.
particularly good at this, but I feel like if it's
Well,
something that
Shay
you are
is,
good
so,
at, then
yeah.
we should definitely have like an official playlist. for
Can they
each
all
of
be
us.
K-pop?
Well,
They can't all be K-pop.
Mine will be K-pop.
So I'll let you in on a secret for at least all of my novels. Every novel I write is actually secretly a musical because I have songs in a playlist that there are certain songs that are basically like, this is the musical number song that would be in this scene that is going in the book. Like when I imagine these two characters interact, or I imagine this sort of montage of growth or whatever, this is the song. Those songs represent a huge range. So sometimes they're actual musical theater songs that I'm just like pulling out of existing stories. Sometimes they're just like other weird things. There's K-pop in there as well because I also like K-pop. But it's just I have noticed that certain stories like have different vibes. So for instance, my recent one with the Magical Girls ended up being like a lot of songs that I had originally heard on KEXP, which is sort of like our local alternative radio station. But like, that's just kind of the vibe that the story was giving me. And so I would listen to songs and be like, that song's in this story. And I'd make a list of them.
And to answer your question, yes, if this playlist comes to be, it will definitely be shared
Oh, for sure.
with people. Probably a good place for that would be our newsletter.
Yeah.
So if you want to get cool additional content
That was
like
very
this,
smooth.
you should sign up for our. It's almost like I'm in charge of marketing.
I'm impressed.
You should sign up for our newsletter because we're gonna have all sorts of fun additional stuff that we'll put in there.
Kristina, where do I sign up for the newsletter?
Up here, I think it's up here. It could be over here, but probably up there. There's a little pinned post that has a link to sign up for our newsletter and to go check out where we're at on the Kickstarter, which is currently less than $250 away. No, less than $200 away from a fourth person having to jump in that
Ooh.
pool.
exciting.
Samantha Thompson loves newsletters.
Yay!
Yay! Well, I've got great news for you.
Yeah.
And letters as it happens.
Oh, this is great. It has a plant of the month.
Yeah. Plant of the month. I'm very excited.
Other
about
side from where you. So it's over here.
That's where it is.
Is it right here?
Oh yeah, because we are.
Oh, yeah, we're
mirrored
mirrored.
for ourselves.
We're mirrored.
Oh, is it okay? So right here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird to see after, huh? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. Cool.
Because if we weren't mirrored,
No,
it would be
you're
very
right.
weird for us to
You're right.
look at
I was like,
ourselves.
no, yeah, because I'm on this side of Jen, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
my brain broke for a second.
I know. You would think I would be good at this by now, like knowing
Well,
which
you're
way
out
to
of
point.
practice,
But I am
right?
very
Yeah,
out of practice.
And you
Yeah.
didn't do as many live streams. Like you did mostly videos yourself.
Joe asked, anyone else feel like Liz is making an inappropriate level of eye contact right now?
And most of the time.
That is
For you,
actually
Joe.
an incredibly appropriate amount for Liz. I feel like.
Aw, thank you, third culture kid.
I feel like someone needs to be behind the computer. Like.
Yeah, wait. It's like,
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways, tell us what the newsletter. This is what she gets for having plans today.
yeah. Yeah, if she wanted to be in charge of how she showed up on stream, she should have been here. Well, I think that's probably a good amount of Q&A. We could do a couple would you rathers, and then it's like almost time to do giveaways and go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should we do? I feel like at very least we should all switch where we're sitting.
Yes, I
Yeah,
am
I'm
uncomfortable.
Kill me.
Everybody get up and move
I
around.
can go on the floor.
What about a pool update? Is there another pool update then?
I don't know that it's gonna look
It's
that
gonna look
different.
exactly
It's
the
gonna
same
be
at
the
this
same.
point, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to sit on the floor after the way I was sitting.
I like that we all have like different needs.
I have no particular sitting needs, so it's gonna wait for everyone to choose a spot, and then it's gonna fill
You
in.
can go in the middle.
I don't like that I can't see the chat from here, but other people can just be in
Oh,
chat.
I want to look at the chat too.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe I'll like. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, and then I'll be on up here.
There we go.
Okay, well then who's gonna be in charge of reading the chat if Kristina can't read it anymore?
Shay.
Other people with eyes.
You're volunteered, right?
Oh.
I dropped Liz on the floor. Can
Wait.
you-
Oh yeah.
No, not these.
Liz is
Oh yeah, these.
This is
Well,
so
Sunny
tall.
should probably stay back there
Here,
so
I'll
that.
give you Liz so she can continue to make very close eye contact with everybody on stream.
Oh, just like this.
We could also do some. Do you guys want to do some would you rather's?
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
Liz is waiting for you all to say hello.
What?
You're right here, Liz. We don't need to.
Yeah.
Hello.
You're on screen, Liz. Why would we say hello to you? You've been here for over an hour.
You silly goose.
Becca says it feels like I'm in a gossip circle. That's because you are. I mean, did you not know by now?
Hi, sister.
Yes.
What's the hot goss to share?
Oh, someone's been following you, Kristina, for 10 years.
Aw.
And you've been a huge inspiration for me loving myself and my weird
Yeah,
passions.
Seeing
so
you so
sweet.
happy
Yeah.
is the best.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That's adorable. I love it so much.
All right, well, let's get this sleepover going.
Yeah. All right. Okay,
All
so
right.
it's the.
Are you going to tweet it?
I feel like
This
I need
one.
to move Sunny because right now they're like directly
shit,
above
no,
Shannon,
not this
and
one.
it's just like
I mean,
it's
it's
a
here.
second
It's
crown.
on
Oh, I have an idea.
Are you gonna?
Through your crown.
I'm gonna put it in the.
Down your
I'm gonna Wonder Woman it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Here you go, Sunny. You're my sword.
No, I get it.
Oh, that's not working.
Okay, but I just want to. I would love to know. You don't have to explain it, but if you're watching in the chat,
Okay,
can you
here
just
we
say whether or not you understood what
Let's
Shay just meant when she said I'm gonna Wonder Woman it? Because I definitely got it immediately.
That's our something.
Sure. Okay.
Piggyback ride for Sunny.
All right,
No,
we
you
ready?
go. I'm
Would
in
you
charge of
rather
tweeting.
time? Sweet. Okay, the first one.
Oh, and just so you know, I'm putting these on Twitter, so you can also go vote in the poll on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
At 84th Street Press on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or just tell us your answer in the chat.
So, or both. That's my vote. So that way
Yeah.
everybody knows your opinion.
Okay, Rachel's gonna read this one out. Would you rather fight a demon in front of your entire high school or ask your crush to prom in front of your entire high school?
Oh my God, fight a demon. 100%.
It's like a really tough demon.
But I mean, it's also
So no one's gonna think I'm a loser if I'm bad at it.
yeah, it's also it'd be a pretty good comedic bit to just like run up and get one shot by a demon, just like backhand.
Yeah.
you and it's like,
Can I ask my crush to prom way after prom?
Why would you do that?
Wait,
Which prom are you
what?
going
How would that not
to?
be more embarrassing?
Yeah, that
Because
is worse.
what if it's like the last day of school, the last second before the bell rings, and it's like, hey, so go prom with me
this
and
is
book
at,
it.
This is at an assembly.
No,
Oh, yeah, it's in front of the entire school.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
it's at an
I
assembly.
heard in front of the entire school. I did not hear assembly.
and it's
no,
at the
there's no. It doesn't say. But.
No, but
at
it's
the-
at an assembly.
yeah,
but
it's
it's
and
implied.
it's at the right
Yes.
time of year where like some people already have prom dates, but not everybody.
Yeah.
So then, do I want people to see me literally die in front of the whole school, or
Just by a
like,
demon.
or like, or socially die? That's the real question.
I like this person's logic, Becca's. So demon totally because my prom date will be totally impressed when I win.
That's true. And then you don't have to ask them because they'll ask you.
Yes.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. If anything, this
Smart.
is like actually gonna make my crush want to go to prom with me.
Then you're going to be inundated with prom.
Okay. Also,
like
for those,
proposals.
for those
I like
of you
your
who
number
are-
one fan who says, "What if they're the same?"
I was gonna say for those of you on the first
Spoiler
stream,
alert.
let's combine these with the one that was like, would you rather find out that your date was a demon?
Yeah.
It's like if you win your fight against the demon, I think you get to take them to prom.
Oh, that makes sense.
What's
That doesn't
winning
sound fair to
though?
The demon.
Is it killing them? Because I don't want to take
They
pick a
clearly
dead
don't
thing
want
to
to go
prom.
with you.
I mean,
It's
they're a
part of the
demon. Are they
culture.
really dead?
I don't know, but Sunny is all up in my crown right now.
They see it as a sign that you're worthy of being their date because you bested them in combat.
Well, then they're not worthy of me, are they?
Let's do.
That's right, Steven.
Uh,
You're worth more than
let's do this one.
that.
I mean, no one would ever. There'd always be
Sure.
someone unworthy.
Wait,
'cause
where is
Yeah.
that?
unless you tie.
Uh,
I don't know, maybe they've
This
handicapped
one.
themselves
Oh, yes.
purposefully somehow to
Nonsense.
be like, okay, if you can beat me with this handicap,
Or
then you're worthy to be my date to prom because I know I could still beat you otherwise.
or you do the Pacific Rim thing where
okay,
you're.
we're going to move on.
I'll tweet about this later.
I'm thinking
Everyone
the
follows
demon
Steven.
one, more or less. But anyway.
On Twitter, the demon one.
Well,
of
it seems like
75%.
you're the demon one, too.
75%. Everybody wants to fight it.
All right, fair enough. Okay, would you rather date a tortured soul full of rage, trauma, and passion, or date some other guy who's pretty outright, I guess? Steven probably should run that one out. Sorry.
I mean, you got two types of guys to choose from. One's dark and brooding and a little bit dangerous. And the other one, you can hold down a job.
Pays his taxes.
It's not bad.
Pays his taxes.
Well, wait, are you in high school? Because if you have someone that you like that's paying taxes,
I'm
you
talking about
probably shouldn't.
vibes.
Yeah.
He has the vibe of someone who would.
High
pay his
schoolers could have a
taxes.
vibe that they would pay their
Yeah.
taxes.
Okay,
There are definitely people I
If
went
they're
to high
paying
school with
taxes,
that
I would
not
question-
pay taxes.
I'm getting mad like Draco versus Neville vibes here.
I could see that.
When you frame it that way, Neville's pretty freaking amazing.
I mean, he is.
Yeah, but this is
Neville wouldn't
pre
fall
book
into
7
that.
Neville.
This
Yeah.
is-
But the potential is
Yeah, but you
there.
don't know that yet.
I don't know.
What's the chat saying?
They're like, is that a real question?
question?
Yeah, it sure is.
No, look, the
It's on
pretty
the
alright
paper.
one.
Obvious now. You think
Less
yeah,
therapy
less
in the
therapy.
long run. But
Less
the pretty alright one.
Yeah,
So far, it's 50-50
Oh,
on
good.
Twitter.
I feel good about that.
Yeah.
pretty alright, I guess.
I like Tia's answer. That would you rather is fully split by how old I am. Now I'm fully on board for pretty alright.
Yeah, same.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's really funny. I didn't expect a regular person, taxpayer, to win.
I mean, it does.
You get
Those
the
tortured souls,
stability,
really.
though.
Yeah, there's a certain boyfriend type that is very appealing at certain points in your life.
We want stability.
We have,
All right.
it just went up. $70 away from a 4th author.
Woo!
in the pool.
Yeah.
So close.
$70.
Tell your friends.
I mean, Becca, you're not alone with the tortured soul there. There's fun in that until the therapy kicks in. All right.
Okay, hang on. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry.
She's got important tweeting
I'm
to do.
doing a social media
like-
thing. Okay,
We're
let me.
deciding which ones are fun.
Okay, let me look at the drafts. Let's
They're all
do.
The most fun. I kind of like
Okay, yeah, that one's good.
Grounded Forever.
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, do you want to read it?
Go for it.
You want me to read it?
Some guy who's all right, I guess, won by 80%.
Wow.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right,
This is
guys.
some-
Yeah.
some
This
guys
is the
alright,
age
I
we're
guess.
at. Okay,
Yeah,
we've all had
Opposite
your flings already.
when I first brought
Look at the.
Oh,
look
so
at
which
the
one are we doing?
options.
It's
Second
the,
to last.
Yeah.
All right, so
Wow.
all right, our next one is: would you rather save the world but be grounded forever, or just let it all burn?
Well, either way, your life's gonna suck.
Yeah, I feel like being
I feel like
grounded's
he-
fine. You can still like read if your parents aren't paying attention.
Oh, my
Like,
parents
Not if
like
you're
took my
Kristina's
book
parents,
away.
right?
That's true. When
No
I was
reading.
grounded, my parents would say no reading.
Yeah.
but if you let it burn, that includes books. Are you a book burner?
Ooh.
There are ebooks. There are ebooks.
tell
They'll
Twitter.
survive.
You say the
No.
same thing about. It's also true of children.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
This took a turn.
Oh, Becca, save the world? Like, I'm an adult. I'll just leave. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm worried about being grounded. I am 30.
Wah, wah. Well,
It says
I'm also not gonna
grounded
be asking my
forever.
crush to prom then either.
It
That's
says
true.
grounded forever, so you would still be grounded now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still
I
get
see.
grounded.
Yeah.
You're grounded forever.
Like, no phone privileges.
Grounded for life and not in the like having a kid sort of way. In an actual way.
I mean, who's grounding you? How are they gonna enforce
I mean,
this
maybe
forever?
That's-
This is part of the deal with how you save the world. You know, the powers that be were like, okay, in exchange
Grounded.
for giving you the world back, you personally
You, Mr. are grounded.
can't leave your room except to come join us for dinner.
Yes.
Didn't COVID ground us all
it's
for
not
a
gonna be
year?
Kind
Honestly,
of.
that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
They didn't
It's like-
take away
it's
my
like-
credit card though, so COVID was fine.
Yeah, the adult version of grounding is what if the pandemic ends for everybody but not you? Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
still have to be at home. You're not allowed to see your friends.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Now
Is
now I'm suddenly very interested in letting the world burn.
Is our
Well, I mean,
84th
It's going
Kickstarter?
going pretty well.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Okay.
What's the chat saying? What are they voting?
100% of Twitter
Adult
is gonna
version
save
would
the
be
world.
jail.
Yeah. Oh yeah, jail.
Save the world and hope the world shames my parents for grounding me.
I like the idea that when you say that the adult version is jail, that like somehow you had like a real like third Batman movie version of saving the world, where it's like somehow you kind of had to sacrifice your own reputation.
Yeah.
Like you had to do something that the world then considered criminal in order to save it. That's a good story. You guys wrote a good story right there.
I be an icon, grounded or not? Yes. That's what it said.
Which
Should we
one
do another one?
Okay, yeah, let's do. I don't know. What do you
You
guys
can
think?
read it out
Let's
too.
do the. I'm busy.
Should we do unicorn and
Yeah,
sea
I wanna
serpent?
do
that
unicorn.
one. Okay.
All right,
Very
next
simple.
one. Would you rather take art with a unicorn or swimming lessons with a sea serpent?
See, I love this one because it's the only one that it's like I want to do both of those things.
Yeah,
Obviously,
it's like,
well, you can only do one.
but you can only do one.
It depends on what kind of sea
I
serpent.
should be teaching a sea serpent about swimming. I have limbs.
It doesn't need limbs to swim though.
But it's already so good. It's
Well,
but it
it's not
can't
going to know
swim
how
with
to
limbs.
teach
You
you.
can put limbs
Does
on it.
the
That's true.
unicorn have a jetpack?
Although I suppose if you took my limbs off,
Does
I
it?
would
My
need
game was called
instructions.
Jetpack Unicorn.
yeah.
It can.
Probably. It
I
probably
just read this
does.
because through that.
I feel like the sea serpent could be bad and hurt me though.
That's
A
true. We'll
unicorn
start with
is
the unicorn.
Have you seen the size of those horns?
Yeah.
that's a good
If
point.
you're
But
bad
they're
at art,
supposed
they
to
don't
be
like your art.
okay. So this is like an art lesson with like a mean, angry unicorn.
If you're not good at art, probably.
I don't know.
But
the-
you are, so you're safe.
Yeah, they say that I feel like the unicorn might stab me.
I mean,
Well, the sea serpent's gonna
everyone's
eat
so
you.
afraid
And
of
what if it's contemporary art?
Oh, I like this
And-
person. They don't want the unicorn to upstage them. Good
Yes.
point.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think a whole different kind of concern.
everyone's
$30
scared of
away.
unicorn's horn.
Wait, A
Horns can mess
unicorn's
you
your
up. It's not
national
fun.
That's
animal
true.
here. Where are you?
Is that Scotland?
No way. Is
Maybe?
that Scotland's animal?
Is it?
Yeah, it is Scotland.
Yeah, I think so.
What are you saying?
Isn't that
Wait,
awesome?
what time is
I
it?
wanna live in
What time is it in
Scotland.
Scotland right now?
It's late o'clock.
Aw,
Late
you're
o'clock?
joining us at late o'clock.
Thanks for joining us at 8:00.
Yeah.
Scotland is our national animal. That is amazing.
I didn't know. I need to move to
Do
Scotland.
they teach
Yeah.
art
Is that the
lessons?
one from
Like
the
I was
tapestry?
convinced before this.
Yeah,
How many unicorns have you seen?
Ooh, 3:25 a.m.
Wow,
that is
dang.
8:00.
Yeah, that is lit.
Thank you for staying up with us.
Mhm.
That's
They probably
outrageous.
really want to see someone go in that pool.
It's not a
Well,
school night.
At least 3 people are going.
You can
And $30, 4 people are going.
30. That's one person buying the hardcover.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
And 4 people are going in the pool.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's close. What's the winner on the Twitter poll?
Let me check.
What
Should
do
we
we
move on to our next one?
Guys, it's 7:30.
No one has voted.
What?
Nobody wants to take any lessons with any mythical creatures.
What?
Rude.
No, some people here like the serpent, as long as it didn't drown them. So the publishing company is now
What
doing
is Joe
Scotland.
talking about right now?
I mean, possibly. We'll consider it.
My fan asked a question earlier.
Frankenstein's monster is afraid of
My friend asked if
Oh,
I
oh,
wanted
oh,
to
got it,
kiss
got it.
Frankenstein or Dracula, and then Joe answered that Frankenstein is afraid of fire, so he's not gonna get that close.
Oh, yeah.
Lexus says they see 71% unicorn.
Now I see it. It popped up. 71% unicorn, 29% sea serpent.
Okay.
All right.
Unicorn.
Good for you.
Okay, what's next?
So the
What is next?
Well, it's 7:30. Should we?
I guess we could maybe do the giveaway.
yeah, we might want to do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Because we gotta explain because not everybody was in the first chat.
Yeah,
So
we'll come back to this.
we need to explain what the giveaways are.
Oh, I was sitting as a couch cushion. I thought this was someone's legs, and so I was like not going backwards.
Is that why you kept
I'm like,
softly rubbing the couch cushions?
Oh, also, we should show Shannon's she's candles.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
these
let's
ones.
take a moment to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, candles.
So
It looks like Sunny's doing this.
Yeah. We still have 30 minutes.
So for those of you who have added on candles to your backing, these are the
Prototypes?
the tins. Shannon,
Not
what
really
order?
Prototype.
Well, they'll
what
have a
order should they go
label.
in?
Boys Book Clubs, mistletoe. Yeah,
Okay. So they
yeah
go,
we'll have labels. Speaking of which,
they go like this.
$15 away.
Yeah.
they're
And so
beautiful. I want it.
yeah, you be the yeah.
nice.
Look how sparkly and gorgeous that is. And it's like just gorgeous. Yeah.
And I wish there was some way to let you smell through a YouTube live stream how great they smell.
Oh my god,
I
this
can
is like
see there are
Christmas
5
in a can.
startups right now
It's
trying
just
to
like
make
the
that
best.
Yeah, actually, I want to smell this one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's my favorite one. This
Yeah,
one's
This
like
is the one
so
that
good.
has
you know
the-
when you go to like Bath and Body Works and they have like the holiday ones and they're like the best ones. That's what this is.
Smell it. Oh, and in the gold tins.
Yeah, perfect.
There's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
something about the mistletoe one that it's like
Mm.
it's got Christmas there, but it's got something else going on, which is what I like about it because that's
Okay,
what
mistletoe.
mistletoe paradox stories really feel like.
Yeah.
Like Not all the Mistletoe Paradox stories, by the way, are necessarily like specifically Christmas themed.
Yeah.
They've all got kind of a holiday connection because of the prompt, but so we wanted to let you guys know because Shannon got the tins and she's already started brewing candles.
That's how that works.
Yeah, for Carrie,
I'm
you said
channeling.
you said you
Wait,
tried to
I'll
add
see it.
candles, but they don't show
This
up.
one doesn't.
I don't know if you're in the States
Oh,
or not. The
there's
candles
one.
are States only because we didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't have enough time to figure out shipping for international. But they will probably be available in Shay's company website afterwards.
International candles will be a thing that you can purchase, just not through the Kickstarter, because of kind of how the Kickstarter
Reasons.
shipping works.
Yes.
But do you want to talk about our giveaway?
Yeah.
now? Okay.
Yeah,
so those are the candles that you will get if you back the Kickstarter and do the candle add-ons, or if you're international, if you go buy them from Shay's store after the fact once they're on sale to the general public.
For people that are in the US and don't see them, you should be able to like maybe try refreshing. What you have to do is you have to go to like the manage your pledge button or click on your pledge again, and then you have to confirm your pledge, and then it'll ask you if you want to add new things on.
And I will point out, if you're worried, when the Kickstarter ends, you will get another chance where Kickstarter is going to be like, hey, the Kickstarter ended. Here's your last chance. Do you want to add on any of the things that they added? And you'll have a chance to do it then. The only downside is it doesn't contribute to whether or not someone goes in the pool tonight.
Yep.
So if you can do it now, that will make someone go in the pool. But if you can't get to it, you will still have a chance to get the candles themselves. And the other thing to point out is because another kind of Kickstarter quirk, some of the rewards levels only list certain kinds of candles, but all 3 candles are available, whether you choose the 1 candle, 2 candle, or 3 candle option.
4 authors are going in the pool.
4 authors are going in the pool. Okay.
Yay!
So do we want to do our giveaways?
Yeah, we do.
So speaking of candles, our first giveaway tonight, we talked about how Shay has a candle company, which is Wax Lab Candle Company. This is one of her candles that I happen
know
to
what?
own. What?
That's an old label. This label's
Oh
old.
yeah, this is one of the old labels. Well, so she has even cooler labels now. But they come in these fun little paint tins, and here I'm going to show you because this one I love because it has glitter in it. And the thing that I love about Shay's candles is, so if you go to her website, you'll see they're often like they're sort of fandom or geeky kind of candles. So she's got like K-pop ones, she's got Sailor Moon ones, she's got superhero ones, and the thing that's interesting about them is they smell kind of like the feeling or the experience of that. So like I've got a Wonder Woman candle that I smell, and I'm like, yeah, this is like how I feel about Wonder Woman is how this candle smells. And so that's what's really great. And so what you will win if you win our giveaway that we're going to do right now is any candle that's on Shay's store. We will send to you, and this includes the international people. So we will figure out how to get a candle to you.
Yeah.
But any of the candles. So this is totally separate from the candles you get from the Kickstarter. This is any of the other scents that she has on the store. And the way we did this last time is we're going to ask you a question, and if you think you know the answer, you're going to type it in the chat, and we are going to give it to the certain number of correct answers. So it'll go to like the 5th person who gets the answer correctly, but we won't know what number it is until people answer because I'm going to roll a D8 for it.
Justin's here. Hi, Justin.
Hi, Justin.
Hi, Justin.
So it does mean that you want to be one of the first 8 people for sure.
Yeah. Also, for the people that haven't seen the Kickstarter yet, I just added a link. Basically, if you go to Kickstarter, you can just search up boys, book clubs, and other bad ideas, and you'll find it. Otherwise, you can find it through bit.ly/84th Kickstarter. It's in the chat.
Here's our D8. So what's our question?
And this one's
Maria?
for the candle?
This is for the candle.
Okay.
The candle. How many stories are in our first anthology, Boys, Book Clubs, and Other Bad Ideas?
So if you think you know the answer, type it in the chat. You are allowed to type more than once. If you're like, well, I'm number 2, but now I want to be number 8 as well. And if someone else answers correctly, you should just repeat their answer because you don't know who's actually going to win until I roll this dice, which I won't do until 8 people responded.
You're like not on screen.
Oh, I'm audio on screen.
They were holding up the die.
Oh yeah, here's the
There you
die.
Oh, we got.
Your mom wins.
Okay,
That'd be the easiest shipping ever.
that's enough people. So
Okay,
we can roll the
so- Number 8.
Ooh.
Oh,
Excited.
scroll
So
back
wait,
up.
so we have to scroll back
Oh,
up.
God.
1,
2,
2,
4.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Looks like
Little
Little
Miss
Miss Giggles
Giggles.
165.
That makes me so happy because
Yay.
that's the person who's been your fan for so long.
Aw.
I'm so happy for you.
So
So for Little Miss Giggles and anyone else that wins later, please just email us at 84thstreetpress@gmail.com.
which Maria's gonna type in the chat in a second here.
Oh God, sure, yes,
Here,
I'm
give
doing
me
that.
So Little Miss Giggles, just email us so that we have a way to contact you directly. I'm off screen again. And we will connect you
Yeah.
on which candle you want and how to get it shipped to you.
Yeah, email us.
Congratulations,
please.
Little Miss Giggles.
Woo!
Wait, where are you going that way?
I
There you go.
forgot it's a Mac. Macs are weird. Okay,
You're weird.
no,
Okay.
it's you.
No.
I think she's weird. Okay, here's Rachel again.
Okay, so who wants to describe our next prize?
Katrina does.
No, I just have the candle. Someone else.
Oh, okay.
This is chai. You need to describe it.
Good job. A plus.
Christina, how about you?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is a specific brand. I was trying to say brand.
We did
and
warn
blend.
everyone that the second party was going to be a little sillier than the first.
So this is the specific style of chai that they serve at our coffee shop. It took us a long time to actually ask them what it was, and then we learned that they actually sell it there. So now
like in plain
we
sight.
all have this in our homes and kitchens, but you can also order it other places. So anyway, this is the kind of chai that we like, and it's delicious.
It's the
and
best.
we will send you a tub of this chai.
Just not that one.
Not this one. This one is open, and this one is mine.
And probably has like that much left in it.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
we'll
this
send you a
much.
new
So a
one.
lot of backwash because she just pours the milk in.
Yeah, just put it in, and then
Weird.
this is chai.
Yes. Okay, so get your typing fingers ready. You have to answer how many stories are in our second anthology, The Mistletoe Paradox.
So how many stories will be
Will
in
be.
Mistletoe
Oh,
Paradox?
that's so much better.
we have announced this.
We know grammar.
Yeah. Some people.
And once again, the winner is going to be determined by the D8. So whether or not you know the correct answer, you put in whatever you think. If you see someone else answer correctly, you answer. We already have 2 different answers, 3 different answers now.
Woo!
You just want to guess up in sequence.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh,
You
we got some
hint.
correct
How
guessers.
many authors do we have in the room?
Wait, where's Liz? Oh yeah, she's
She's right there. She's starting to sleep on the job.
Yeah. Sorry.
She's getting drowsy.
Okay.
There are a number of. Are we doing
There's a lot
only
of-
right only?
Well,
or-
normally it's
Yeah.
only right answers, and so
Oh,
we
okay.
got to figure
We
out.
gave
Okay.
them the good
One,
hint.
You're very
Yeah.
disappointed.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. We can roll
All
that.
right, roll it.
Okay.
300. Who has time?
Liz could probably do it.
Oh, number 1. So who was the first person who correctly guessed?
That one. Wind Wing Dark.
9 authors. Windwing Dark. Windwing
Woo.
Dark.
Yeah.
Good job.
Windwing Dark. Hi.
Same
That
rules
sounds
apply.
familiar. Is that one of my friends?
Isn't
Why
yeah?
are you
would
asking
know.
us?
Don't you
Is
have
that-
a-
I like
How are we gonna know?
Wait,
Is that Sunny?
that might be Sunny.
Sunny,
Wait, she's-
you-
Oh, okay.
They say, "Lol, can I win?" Okay,
No.
no, Sunny, you cannot win.
Someone who is one of the authors cannot
Okay,
win.
Sunny,
So
how are you
then-
there and here at the same time?
So then I say Lexus Clark wins because
Yay!
Lexus was the first
All
one.
right.
Hope you like chai.
That's
Alright.
not unbelievable.
Oh.
You can see it on the screen, probably.
Probably.
Sunny, I did not know you were in the chat, and I love that you answered our question.
I think, don't you look so great with a crown on?
Yeah, look at you.
Beautified.
Good.
Oh, someone answered 62.
Oh,
Okay.
geez.
Maria definitely has to be the one who talks about the third prize we're giving away.
Our final grand
Our
prize.
final grand
So
prize.
here's what happened, guys. a lot of our writing groups just kind of naturally devolve into ridiculousness. Yeah, pretty much. And one of the days, I think like back in January or February, I showed them a potato I bought online.
Not an actual potato. It is
Potato plant.
It is a plant that looks like a potato. Like it looks like you just put a potato halfway in soil.
It's a Stephania erecta.
I have one.
You have a Stephania suberosa. Different, but similar. It's a potato. Anyway, that potato basically made all of writing group go on a giant Etsy plant purchasing spree. So now I have at least 30 plants in my house. What?
That's all?
No, only in one room.
Oh,
yeah.
Mine are mostly outside, but I
Yeah.
have some indoor plants. as
Yeah.
well.
Anyway, we love plants. That's why we're gonna do plant of the month.
Also, on our newsletter that you should sign up for.
Plant of the month. Yeah.
Our potato doesn't look very good because potatoes go through
My
seasons.
potatoes look fantastic.
Her potatoes look great, but this is what I mean when I say it looks like you just like put a potato halfway into a thing of dirt. Like this is how you grow them. And so like our green died and it's going through like a dormancy period, but this is what we mean when we say it's a potato.
Okay. We'll give you guys an option. You can either win a potato like that, or you can win. We were originally gonna give you a Christmas cactus because those are beautiful and they flower at Christmas and it works well with mistletoe. But hey, whoever wins, you get your choice.
Choice of Christmas.
and then when you
choice.
pick the potato, you get to choose mashed, baked, fried,
French fries.
I do like
fried.
They are in fact distantly related to yams, which are apparently farther away
Sweet potato
from
fries.
potatoes than like potatoes are from humans or something crazy like that.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Anyway, typing fingers ready. The question is, what was the original Kickstarter goal?
like the dollar amount we were going for in the original Kickstarter.
Yep.
This is a fairly easy one because all you have to do is go to the Kickstarter page to see the dollar amount. But remember, we don't know which number of persons going to win it.
We should take a screenshot right now.
How?
Someone do it.
Everybody?
That's all. Okay.
Okay.
What did you press to do that?
No,
No, I always use the like
Command
the,
Shift 3.
Command Shift 3 takes a picture of the entire screen.
I always do Command Shift 4.
and then
That's
you
where you
can grab it. But
Oh.
it's nice when you're just like, I need this right now.
Yeah.
I'll edit it
I
later.
didn't know how to do that.
Okay. I believe enough people have correctly answered.
Yeah, we will allow
5,000.
Canadian.
Wait, what?
Canadian instead of
That's fine.
US dollars.
That's okay.
Over 9,000.
I
Okay,
appreciate the
so-
sentiment.
$1 million.
Number three. Okay,
Maybe
so
number 3.
1, 2.
Justin.
I don't know if we can count that, Justin.
I mean, Justin isn't.
So it's
No.
ManDB.
Yeah.
Justin, why are you like this?
We're
So close.
gonna disqualify Justin mostly because he's our friend.
and he doesn't
and-
deserve a
And
potato.
it goes and
also guessed
I'll
wrong.
yeah. I'll buy him a Christmas cactus if he really needs one. So
They're
I think
pretty,
the
they
real winner
flower.
is going to be ManDB.
Woo.
Yay!
So same rules as before. Please email us and tell us
Because otherwise
your address
we have no way to find you.
and your choice of potato or cactus.
Yeah. But the main thing is that you need to email us at the address that Maria sent earlier, and that way we can start the conversation with you and get you your prize
Woo!
of
Yay.
cactus or potato.
Welcome to the plant club.
Okay, 7:43, you
We have
guys.
16 minutes left in our campaign. We are currently at $23,047. That means 4 authors are getting in the pool.
Nice.
Let's go for 5. And then the last person just gets to stand outside and go,
Oh, you're going cactus. Good choice. They're very pretty.
Nice.
You have to. Actually, no. We will pick a color for you.
how many colors are there?
They flower in like pink and red for sure, and I think there might be a white version as well, but I'm not positive.
Very cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, what do we do for 15 minutes, guys? We have a few more.
I'm actually going to finally make my order.
Oh yeah, I should probably do that.
Yeah. Do I
Oh, yeah,
back
we
my
don't
own
wanna wait.
Kickstarter?
Should I back my own Kickstarter?
Yeah,
Why
we
wouldn't
should
you
back
back
our
your
own
own
Kickstarter. Why not?
What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
I want a paperback.
I'm pretty sure you'll get one anyway.
No,
I'm trying to be cool about it.
yeah, we said all the authors get a hard.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh,
I'm very literal
Oh.
minded.
All right then. Guess I'm back
I
in the
definitely
Kickstarter.
didn't like
I guess I
pick
got a
a
back
thing.
on Kickstarter.
What do you mean?
You didn't pick a level?
No, because I just like gave money with it.
Oh,
Oh, that's so nice of you.
yeah.
For anyone who can't see the candle add-ons,
thank
just in
you.
case you didn't hear earlier, they're only available in the U.S. at the moment. International options will be available on Shay's website.
Yeah.
If you already are in the U.S. and you pledged, you go to manage your pledge, then you confirm your pledge, and it should ask you to add an add-on.
It's a tough choice. What am I gonna buy?
How do I change it? How do I like? No, I don't. want to.
What if you buy everything?
I could just buy a critique from you guys.
As for my number one fan in the chat asking when I'm going to do the new Right Sweats episodes, anytime you want to do the Fast and Furious movies. It's like a very silly writing podcast that I do with my friend.
Oh, nice.
All right. I bought the exclusive hardback and a 3-candle set.
Oh, heck yeah. That was my thought as well.
Uh-oh, what if we accidentally get us to the 5th author in the pool?
I mean,
Yes,
that's fine.
That's how we do it, right?
Love it.
This is a really entertaining part of the stream.
Yeah, I was going to say.
What's happening in the comments?
Yeah.
In the US, and for adding add-ons, I just see the extra ebook, mistletoe ebook, and audiobook. I'm wondering, if you backed at a digital only level?
No,
like-
because ebook and up will
Yeah.
show it, won't it?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
I
don't
thought it
Let
probably
me
would,
look right
but
now since I need to back right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be the reason why. It might
These
want
are the
you to do like
mysteries
a
of
physical.
Kickstarter.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't really fix that.
So now
View
I'm
project,
gonna-
back this project.
Should
Oh,
buy
let me
the
just-
audiobook. Are we gonna
Well-
do the audiobook?
Well, I mean, we're going to be able to
Oh, wait
get
a
our own
minute.
audiobook.
I was gonna say, why would we?
Yeah.
Nope, you gotta buy it.
It's not showing it.
I mean, the book I'm making, the audiobook. Wait, it's your book.
Yeah. 13 minutes to go.
Nice.
This is crazy, guys.
Oh, actually, you know what? The ebook doesn't show the candle add-ons.
That's
Oh.
probably why.
It's paperback and up.
That's a bummer.
Oops.
So then there's your options. If you really just want eBack and not like a physical copy, then I would say you'll just get your candles directly from Shay's store after the Kickstarter. But if you want a physical copy anyway, maybe, or you're on the fence, I would say just up to the paperback, and then you'd be able to do the candle add-ons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're sorry, we don't control that part of Kickstarter. There's a lot of things that I have learned about Kickstarter in the last 2 weeks that I would like to change, and this would be one of them.
Will we be getting copies of the audiobook or should I be adding that add-on?
I just asked.
Oh, I'm sorry, I zoned out.
I have no idea. Probably, but I don't know.
Great
I
question.
mean, we can get an MP3 file, but if you want it like on I don't know. That's research we still have to do.
Oh, what are people saying?
Get dragged, Kickstarter. Yeah, we agree.
Let's wait until after they've given us.
Yeah,
yeah.
Not yet.
Right now, we love them.
Yeah, everyone on screen is going to stay quiet until after they've given us all of our money.
They did choose us as a project we love.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kickstarter has been very good to
That was
us.
so
It's
Yeah.
true.
We were a project they loved. I do wonder like how they figure that out. Like how do they find people? Like
I
what
don't
are
know.
their
They
It's
probably
probably
have people
cool.
who just like
They
go around
have
seeing who's
a
cool.
committee apparently.
Yeah.
Really? Committee?
They
Well,
probably
it's some
like
sort
are
of
reviewing.
team.
Like
Yeah.
I bet because like we had to go through a review when we first posted ours, so they probably have people who like flag
Yeah.
ones that look good, you know.
But also ones that do well in the first few days.
Yeah, I imagine there's some sort of algorithm that's telling them automatically that, like if projects are hitting certain metrics.
Haha, yes, that's the spirit, Carrie. That's what I do every year.
What'd you say?
I'll just go to Shay's site and order even more than I would have. So
Yeah,
win-win.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will warn you that if you go to order the candles straight from Shay's site, you may end
I
up
have
ordering
spent
a lot
so
of
much
candles.
money there.
Give me like a day before you do that because it's currently US only, but I am changing it.
Well,
Shay's
and the-
candle
and the-
store is
Our candles
called.
are not on there yet, right?
Is there
Well,
a
yeah,
link?
yeah.
Is it Wax Lab Candle Company or just okay?
I think it's also. I
Wax
mean, I don't know for sure, but I
Lab
think if you just type in waxlab.com, it goes to it.
Untitled.
Or I could be wrong. So don't.
Well, you can always Google it if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Dot
The company is
com.
Wax Lab Candle Company.
.com.
And it will show up immediately on Google if you look for it. And as we were just saying, so our book exclusive candles are not like there right now already,
No.
but they will be. So if you want to check out her site right now, you can. But we will definitely like you should be signed up to our newsletter because the newsletter will definitely tell you as soon as they are available in her store, and by then international shipping will also be an option in the store. So those of you that weren't able to get candles through the Kickstarter, you will be able to get them straight through her site.
And what about shipping to warm places? We had a question about that.
I actually got an email about that. Someone asked from said they were from Southern California and asked if it would be better to wait until it gets colder so that the candle doesn't melt in,
Oh, wow.
like in shipping. I'm going to look into like ice packs basically, like for packing.
That's
you know,
something
like
that Lush
cold things.
has said.
I
That
know,
like,
or like the place we get macarons from does that
oh
too.
yeah,
Someone I think sent my mom last year or the year before some salmon in the mail with ice packs like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I guess the answer is
I'm working
we'll
on
make
it.
sure that it's shipped safely and doesn't melt there.
yeah. I'm sure people who do chocolate and like other wax things, like I'm sure there's a process.
Any sort of like perishable thing.
Yeah. 9 minutes. Exciting.
I'm excited, but I'm also sad.
Yeah, a little bit.
Becca says, "Oh my God, there's so many candles I want."
Right?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yes.
It's if you think that's bad, back when once the world returns to a place where cons like conventions are regularly happening, if you go to Shay's booth at a con, you are in trouble
Yeah.
because then you can smell all of them and you're opening them all and smelling them and you're like, I love this one, I love this one, I love this one, and suddenly they're all going in your bag.
My mom is now a newsletter
Yay!
person.
I love it.
Thanks, Mom.
Alexis, thank you for saying that. We will probably try to do like book launch live streams when our books come out in the future. I don't know exactly what that might look like, but this has been really fun, and we'll definitely consider doing stuff like this in the future.
And also, I mean, we did reach the stretch goal where we will have a book signing party when it is safe to
When
do
that's the
so.
thing that we
So,
I am so excited for that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so fun.
And yeah, I suppose depending
I know,
on
Willie's
the circumstances, it could even be a thing where we are like live for a little bit at whatever that is.
Mhm.
Like it wouldn't be a long thing like this where we're live for like 2 hours straight. But I
Yeah.
could definitely see us doing an in-person event where we have a few minutes where we're going live, probably off just someone's phone.
I love
Yeah.
it. Live,
On
very
Instagram.
dramatic readings of one of the stories. Oh, they're long, but we could do that for Mistletoe.
That would be really fun,
A
actually.
section of the story.
Or we could, each
Yeah.
author could read like a little bit or like the first part or something.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It'd be
Yeah.
nice to have a Christmas party for mistletoe.
Yeah.
too.
Sunny
that
had
would
a
be
good
so
idea
good.
too.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and unboxing video for proofs.
We're at 23,282. I didn't let myself hope we'd get to 5 authors going in the pool, but there's 7
God,
minutes
so
left and it's
close.
totally within reach.
Yeah.
Come on, let's do it.
5 authors. You could make it so that one person awkwardly gets to be the only person who stays dry.
Yeah. Steven's hoping it's him.
Oh, it's not gonna be.
I
you,
mean,
Steven.
we'll need someone to
Yeah, it's
hold
getting
the-
cold out.
Yeah, it is getting cold out there, you guys. We'll
Time's
need
a
someone to
ticking.
hold the computer.
We can just put it in the taco truck.
I'm also just thinking like
I volunteer to hold the.
Nope. Nope.
No one's volunteering. It's whoever's left.
How
Yeah.
do you determine who goes in the pool?
Don't
know.
Random chance.
How about maybe they should decide?
They
Well,
should decide.
We had talked about rolling initiative, and whoever gets the lowest, or whoever gets the highest number is the one who doesn't have to go in. Or currently now the 2.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Let me see if Rob has enough D20s that we could all roll.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'm doing it. 6 minutes.
Sunny
How far
is
are we
dancing
at?
with joy and anticipation.
We are. I mean, currently we're $208 away. It went up as I said it.
Sunny says I can go in the pool. It's fine. I won't
Oh, well,
get cold.
You're already.
Oh
You're
yeah.
already going.
Sunny, Rachel, and Liz are going in the pool regardless. You don't have to buy those ones.
Yeah.
It's only 4 d20s.
What?
There's
Darn.
one in there.
I know. That's why
Oh.
I'm including that.
Oh.
We could always do a joint rock paper scissors.
We can.
You
You could just roll it
Well, we can take turns.
a couple
Let's
seconds
take it.
apart.
Yeah, we'll just take turns.
Okay.
Maybe it's more dramatic if we all just have to roll the same dice.
I actually like that because then we can do it like in front of the. All right. Oh, went up again. We are
Justin
now.
says also what pool? Oh, stay tuned.
Oh.
Justin.
Wait,
Oh,
where have you
Justin.
Yeah.
We are at $194 away from 5 of us going in the pool.
First, he thinks that we set our goal at 5 bob, and now he doesn't even know what pool. I mean, dude, you're just.
$5
Head in the game, Justin.
Are you? Could you actually accuse
That's it,
Justin
you're going in
of
the
coming
pool.
in late and not knowing what's going on
Oh, that's true. We should know by now.
ever
huh?
once in his life?
The
Never
funny
seen
thing
that
is,
happen.
most people in the chat probably get that too because a lot of them watch Team Hypercube,
Yeah,
which is the gaming channel I used to have.
from all the Hypercube fans recognizing.
Justin
So-
says it's my first day.
Where
Where did Liz go? Oh no!
Where's Liz?
She was sleeping. Goodness, Liz.
Sorry about that. I got that down because my legs went numb.
We have 5 minutes left. You can't stay awake for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Who's gonna take us? Who's gonna take us over?
Okay, so do we wait until it's done?
Yeah.
And then roll?
I think we
Because
wait
then
till
we'll
it's
know
done,
for sure.
and
Yeah,
that's
so
how
we're
the-
gonna go
okay.
a bit over.
That's
So
how
we'll-
the stream
we'll-
ends.
Yeah.
I just pledged as well.
Okay, we are at. Well, I can't do that math that fast. $157 away from another person.
So we
having
can
to
get $157
in
in
the pool
5
squishy
minutes.
balls.
For those who don't know, it is an entire kiddie pool full of these little
Little squishies.
squishy balls,
And
it
water.
is-
Yeah, and the water they've been
and a
soaking
lot
in.
of very cold water they've been soaking in
Very
for the
cold, very
last 6
slimy
hours,
water.
and they are slimy and weird, and it's a kiddie pool big enough to fit 5 people if we really believe in ourselves.
If you believe in us, maybe 6.
I love how down to the wire it is. I
I
was not
know.
expecting this.
Me neither.
Oh man, we're so close. So exciting.
Rip those legs.
And everyone.
Yes, we will. We'll do some water aerobics.
The pool has been absorbed. It's its own entity.
It really is. at this point.
So okay, so that's the other thing that we have not discussed is that the thing is that these will shrink. They'll dry out and they'll shrink back down to their original like confetti size. They look like this. So they will do that over the course of many days. So I'm fairly
Once removed from water.
I'm fairly certain that I just am now in possession of a kiddie pool full of water beads that I will
You're
own
welcome.
for several weeks.
Many years to
Years.
come.
Decades. I mean,
10th anniversary.
limit
We're bringing them back out.
We have not planned an exit strategy for the kiddie pool.
Or us, really. We'd be stuck in that thing forever.
I also don't know like how the stream ends really.
Like
Like
Does
I
someone-
guess it just ends with us all just.
does
splashing
someone
in the
does someone
pool.
just hit end stream once we're all in the pool?
pretty much.
Yeah.
2 minutes?
Spare our dignity. Don't show us trying to get out.
Yeah, we'll show us all getting into the pool, not trying to get out of the pool.
I think it's gonna go down to seconds.
Go down to
It'll be
seconds for
crazy.
whether or not we have enough pledges to get us over the edge.
Yeah.
5 people in the pool. That's exciting. 5 people plus 3. They're all going
Plus
in the
3
pool.
paper people.
Yeah.
They will not survive.
No,
Yeah.
it's been fun. Thanks for your contributions to the books.
8 go in, 5 go out.
Okay, we're at 112
Ideally.
seconds. 110 seconds.
No,
Wow.
are you?
I'll count down from
Don't
100.
Oh god.
Went up a little bit.
The
Under,
seconds? Oh.
under 150.
Okay.
Till
we'll
5
see.
people go in.
It's in your hands, Kickstarter backers.
Watch,
This
someone
very
is waiting
exciting.
for the last like 5 seconds. They're gonna pledge like $500.
Joe, what if there's a problem with your internet connection?
Yeah, don't wait.
Don't risk it.
Yeah, I did at Night of Writing Day.
Don't get
That
cocky,
was a
kids.
mistake. Yeah.
What'd you do at the night of writing day?
I waited till like the last second pledge for like one of the auction items, and then like my internet like
Oh
fritzed for a second.
no!
Oh
Tragedy.
Tragedy.
This feels like the start of a horror story now.
Oh no.
Is this the Kristina Horner cinematic universe?
Open team hypercube. Job hunters.
All of a sudden the lights go out.
The numbers have switched to red.
Oh my
less
God,
than 1 minute.
Why would they do that to us?
Less than 1 minute.
That's so
Ha,
We're
that's
one-
wonderful.
130. Nope. 100 and
I think you guys are only getting 4 people in this pool.
$22. $122 away.
from a fifth person.
The KHC.
Liz and
happened?
Sunny are quaking in their boots.
Like, I can't help but feel like that there's going to be entirely different reaction on either side of the stream, whether they hit that fifth person or not.
Oh my gosh. 17 seconds.
Oh,
16 seconds.
You gotta start counting down at 10. So we can all count down together.
10,
9,
8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, there's so much confetti.
Oh, confetti! You should have had confetti. I don't know which ones this was.
One more
I
time.
have no idea.
Probably yours.
Oh,
No, that's not the goose.
You did it. You and 457 backers brought this project to life. Time to start telling the next chapter of the story.
Aw.
Oh,
Having more chapters
of
inside.
customizations.
The literal story.
Can I point out that someone named Casey Diver in the chat says, Katrina, your mom thinks you should go in the pool?
Oh, that's one vote for her. Okay. 4 more or 3.
No, we don't get to
You're so
let the
cute,
audience
like
do
the
it because they
confetti.
know how opposed some of us have been. They'll do it to hurt us.
All right. So the final.
I immediately got an email from Kickstarter.
Yay!
Congratulations, yay!
Yay!
Joe, thanks.
Our final number was $23,378, which
Wow.
means 4 people are going in the
Oh.
pool.
Samantha, you are rude.
Okay.
She
Here's,
said I'm going in the pool. She's probably right. I mean,
All right.
okay. So is
So
this,
here, I think we need to. I
you
think
go
we
to
need to move this back
Mm.
so we can roll them on here.
right in front of it so we can all be
So
looking
they
at
can
the,
see that there's no shenanigans going on here. Okay, so
like if
Kenny
I, would you be able to see,
not really.
but you'll be able to see that we didn't mess with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone gets to roll, and the highest numbers win.
When going in the
Dryness.
pool
No.
or when dryness. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
So the high numbers stay out of the pool, the low numbers all go in the pool. Okay,
Yeah.
so Katrina is rolling first, and she has a 20.
Oh my god.
All right then.
Okay.
well, okay. Shay is going next.
Wait, is that a roll down?
What?
That is a roll down.
Oh, come on.
What's wrong? What?
It's not even a real D20.
Yeah, that's not a
Oh,
real
wait, what is
D20.
it?
What is it?
It's a life counter. It's a spin down die.
Oh, whatever.
Well, what does that mean?
It
A
means
one?
that it's
Actually,
very
maybe we should
huge.
use it.
Yeah, we should use it.
No,
Wait, should we use a different one? What does it mean?
Yes, we sure should.
Because normally the numbers are on opposite sides, like close numbers are on opposite sides of the die.
Oh,
whereas this
darn.
one, they're all next to each other.
My
Oh,
one
I
didn't
see.
work. It wasn't real.
So
why
it's
does that
sad.
change what we roll?
Oh, they can see the numbers, they said.
Why does it change what, wait, we can't do that.
Don't laugh at
They're
me,
just
Sam.
oriented wrong, so
Yeah.
the results are.
So let's use, okay.
Okay, wait, so we got to start over. Sorry.
Ah,
Becca said roll downs aren't balanced, and we know Becca because her dad owns a game store. So
oh, there you go.
I say that's law.
Okay,
thank you. Appreciate that.
I found a real.
Let's do it.
All right, starting this
Chat,
over.
would you like to inspect? Is this a real D20?
If you
That
roll the
is a real
spin down,
D20.
you obey the spin down, Joseph.
Yes.
Sorry, Becca said it wasn't balanced.
I just want to point out that I did get a 20 on this spin down.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did not. Therefore,
Okay. An 8. I got an 8 this time, you guys.
oh, this is hefty.
Yeah, no, this is a this is a
Good
serious
golly.
dice.
All
Becca
right.
said
Get a
this
one
is a
again.
good die.
All right.
Oh,
What the heck?
That's
You
amazing.
earned that one. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
the die wants you in the pool, Shannon.
All right,
I don't
yeah.
want me in the pool.
Great.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you're done with me.
The die wants
This
everyone
is
in the
loaded.
pool.
I
This
got,
is loaded.
I got to get in here first.
All
while
right.
I'm
Steven, if you don't get a 1, I'm gonna be so mad.
Steven's next.
No. Do we still believe in the die? I mean, I have
This
no
is
reason to
incredible.
believe this is a trick
You
die.
didn't-
I got an 8.
I know.
I mean, the law of probability says it happens occasionally. Yeah, there's an 8.
Wow.
Okay,
This
so
die
it's so
can-
loaded that it's only one.
It's basically a coin.
Okay.
You roll an 8 or a 1.
Okay.
I hate this.
16!
All right. Well, I think
we have to.
I earned the ability to hold the. Oh yeah. So 8. The 8s have to do a
So
roll.
yeah, Steven and I have to do a roll off.
I got
But no,
one.
it was
No,
Oh,
no,
it's you, it's you. Okay, Maria and I have to do a roll
I mean,
off.
yes, I'll do the roll.
20.
Come on.
Oh.
Well, I'm not gonna be mad, but
9. All right.
fine.
Tina said this is statistically unlikely, and we love to see it.
Can I
All right.
put my shorts on?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can put your shorts on.
Actually, I
Yeah,
should
let
probably
me
do the
Go
same.
get my change of clothes.
I don't have a change of clothes.
What?
Yeah.
Shannon.
Well, I'm not smart.
Shannon,
okay?
do you see the over there those shorts?
I sure do.
Do you want to wear those?
No.
They're mine.
I'll just.
All right. The moment you've all been waiting for.
I'll take out your shoes.
I hate this. I mean, not really. It's okay.
I can't believe 3 of you rolled 1s.
Yeah.
You deserve going in the pool. Oh, this is great.
Okay.
So when you say we have to jump in,
You have to jump. No, don't literally jump in. They will all fall
It's
out.
like
It is
half
not
of-
a.
no, okay. What I really
structurally
meant was,
sound
like,
pool.
Feet in.
No.
Oh.
I feel like you got to sit in the pool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to sit in it.
Becca, happy Christina I rigged it so you wouldn't have to get in. Never been happier,
Thanks a lot,
Becca.
Becca. Oh,
Samantha
it
said
looks less wet though.
Step in
somehow.
and sit down.
I-
Cannonballs only.
No, danger.
Wait, we need the other writing group authors.
Oh yeah.
Also,
Oh yeah.
Sunny said,
For favor.
oh yeah, some towels maybe.
Oh yeah. I will go grab us some towels.
I will
Yeah.
grab 3 people. The most people I have ever grabbed.
I would hope any more than one would be. Actually, any.
Oh, I'm gonna leave my shoes up here. I think that's probably a good call. Bunch of whiners. Okay, we're gonna show you guys. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I should probably also
Oh, yeah.
be like filming this happening.
Okay, I'm going back up again. Yeah, we should probably get video of
This
this.
is chaos.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're just getting our phones.
You can also set the laptop.
Oh, well, we're gonna want closer up.
Okay. Fine.
Oh, mine's right here.
I think the stream is enjoying watching Christina's neck just
Yeah.
wander around everywhere.
I'm like trying to get distance.
Yeah, those are clothes to change into, Steven, not out of.
Huh? Oh no, I'm not getting in these jeans. You saved one. I'm getting in the bad jeans.
Oh my gosh, look at this update.
Nice.
Ready for bed, but waiting for mommy to jump in the pool.
Too late,
Hi,
Max.
Max.
She rolled a 16.
Max, you're up past your bedtime. I'm gonna just hold it.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll prop this up. Or actually, I'll just. Would it be a bad idea for me to hold it while I'm doing this? I'll just try to keep my arm above the water.
Well,
I don't know how
Maybe
you
I
guys
will.
want to jump, but the idea of that makes my skin crawl.
Is that
Wait,
good?
are we actually jumping? Or
No,
is
no,
No,
do
no,
not
no,
jump.
no, no,
The
we're just
pool
getting
will
in.
collapse.
it sitting? Or
Yeah, you're actually gonna sit. You do have to sit. No, you
Yeah.
can't just like stand.
So wait,
in the
who's
pool.
not getting in? You and
Me and
Trina?
Kristina.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
Wow, you guys, this is extremely full.
It's gonna be great.
There's not the feeling of water anymore. It just feels
Really?
like beads. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Oh
not
my
wet,
God.
but like,
Oh my
you still get wet, but it doesn't. It's just like solid beads.
Maria, this
This
is just
is
only beads.
awesome.
Where's the water?
Let me see if I can get the camera.
Well, because
close.
it like soaked up.
Yeah. Here, let me see if I can,
This is
so that you guys can
incredible.
see.
This is awesome. There, no more water.
Like they soaked up so
Yes,
much.
just
Like you
beads.
can hear the feeling of water, but when you put your hands in it, it just feels like beads.
Is it not standing? You're not standing water.
Not really.
No,
You don't perceive it as standing water, at least. Okay.
that's just beads.
It smells like swimming pool.
All right.
Do the beads pop? They do eventually, but they don't like.
It
It's
not
not.
hard enough.
Yeah. Don't jump in the pool.
Should you
Will.
like
Are you leaving your socks on?
Yeah, I don't know how you guys want that on your bare feet.
What? It'll feel amazing.
Your feet are easier
so good.
to clean
Way
than
better
socks.
than.
I did bring.
Oh, are we getting in now?
Okay. Yeah.
Are you doing this?
Maria broke the seal. Like.
It's actually so much fun. Like,
Here, I'm gonna do this.
Come
Ah!
on. It's like boba beads for your feet.
Oh no! I should have worn
yes.
socks. I should have worn socks. I
No.
don't know about that.
Tell me that.
We're having
I
very
think
different.
that it will overflow if any of us sit, so we just have to stand.
No,
awkwardly.
no, the promise was in the pool. I don't think anyone was here just
I don't
for you
wanna
guys to
move.
stand.
If I don't move, it doesn't exist.
Just keep that scared face. It's perfect.
This is great.
I feel like Lucy stopping the grapes.
No. Oh, okay.
All
I'll
right.
use it better.
Just
On down
like
first.
sit like I'm making some.
Yes, Maria.
I don't love this part anymore.
We're making wine.
Someone to.
Oh god, this is kind of gross, but okay. I did it.
Oh man, it's definitely gonna overflow, and I love
Oh
it.
no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh yes. I mean, once you're in, it's actually not bad.
It isn't too bad.
Oh my
No,
god.
it didn't overflow.
It did it.
We managed.
It's getting close.
Katrina, I must tell you something.
Yeah. Oh, is this gold that I found in here?
Oh god. Oh god.
I must tell you my dying words.
We should not try to get the beads everywhere.
It's
But
not very slimy.
Oh, I guess I shouldn't have put that in the water.
hey, it's just a yardstick.
Yeah,
Okay,
doesn't
that'll be
matter.
fine. Okay, we got everyone there.
Like if we had warm water, this would be incredible, actually.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very very
Oh my
That's really.
I don't know if you can see on this stream all of the
Probably
beads just
not.
popping out the side when
So-
Shannon sat down.
I want to put my foot in.
You want to put your body
Well,
in.
then we gotta.
Just
We
join
gotta
in.
get.
Oh my God.
They definitely do pop when you stand on them.
Yeah.
When you step on them.
Well, then maybe we should have done
Woo!
Lucy Mash.
Oh,
It's great, right?
this is actually awesome.
I'm sorry for doing photos.
Yeah, okay, I feel pretty good about
Try
this.
it out.
Maybe
Like,
I'll just
it's
sleep out
not
here
that
tonight.
cold.
I just wanted to
Okay.
see the beads
I do feel
somehow.
like
Get in, Katrina.
Katrina, you're tall. We need photos down
Yeah.
with the beads.
Yeah.
I feel like we need individual
Oh, God.
pictures of
What do
people.
you, what did you expect?
Wait,
Oh, sorry.
It's the
Oh,
flippy
geez.
flip.
I know I
You're
hit
only
the
making
wrong
it
thing
worse.
already. Hold on.
This looks so funny on stream. Like it looks like.
Guys, this is the best. Like, if you
Guys.
haven't tried this, you definitely have to.
How much did this
Maybe
these
this
cost?
summer.
Not that much.
Maybe $8.
$18.99 for 32 ounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had to buy
Like the-
2 bottles of 32 ounces.
Yeah.
Yum,
The
Jen.
silver ball pit
Oh yeah.
from DashCon.
That is a great photo of like smiling Maria.
Okay, should I put this over here now? Yes.
Yeah. Are you
How many others can fit in a kiddie pool of water beads?
I mean, 4. Let's find out.
I mean, yeah.
4 or 5. There's 5 of us.
Yeah.
I guess.
I know we're trying
Alright.
to keep most of them in there. Since
Come
they're
on,
already
guys.
spilled, can we just?
Katrina, should we get in the pool?
I didn't get in the pool.
Okay,
Alright, here.
thanks.
Yep.
No,
get
at the
it.
same time, at the same
I'll
time.
stand so there's room.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the cooks in the kitchen. Now sit down. This is
Oh my god, I feel like the whole pool is gonna pop.
Oh my
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, it's so great.
It's so cold.
No, it's not. It's
It's actually not as good as I
Sit down,
thought.
Steven. We can't see you.
Well, yeah, but they're all gonna fall out.
They're already falling out.
Okay, so we managed to fit all 6 of us in here. We would like to thank you all for joining us for this live stream. Oh my god, this is the strangest feeling on my feet.
I have
Wow.
always wanted to be bubble tea.
Wow. Yeah.
I really want some boba.
Have you ever wondered what it was like to
Yeah,
be
she
bubble
gets
tea? Now I know. And this now exists at my house. So to all my friends on the stream, come on over, jump in the bubble tea pool sometime. Thank you for supporting us in our Kickstarter. Woo!
My butt is wet.
Make sure you've joined the newsletter so you can get more info coming forward. And I'm gonna wash and dry out my hands so I get into the stream. Any last words from our very soaking wet authors?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining.
Bye.
Thank you so much.